The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith.
It's match down.
5-star performance.
Ball for big fish.
It's
Jack Drayton!
Can he do so for second occasion? Double 18 says yes, and says yes with an air of comprehensiveness.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Oliver Mitchell.
Tops. And
Game
gets it
shot on the
brilliantly,
first leg.
gets it beautifully.
Jensen Walker.
Fronted pretty much every leg so far, Harry Ward. And he may well get this leg done with a 160 check, and he
Game shot on the
does.
third leg.
That's a
Harry
rip roarer. James Beaton's the biggest winner without throwing a dart tonight, as Ayres looks at the ball for the 167 to kick the night
Game shot
off.
on the first leg. Danny Ayres.
To knock Dennant out. The bullseye's found by Radek Zagansky. Saturday night here at the Live Lounge, and it's a finals night that feels a little bit like a champions night, if the truth be told. 6 players who've all had success either here or elsewhere over the course of the last 12 months or so. It is bound to be a blockbuster here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth this evening. Well, we've already seen history made this week. Derek Coulson became the first player to win 15 out of 15 in a Group A. We've seen a plethora of Tub Plus averages, you've seen big finishes. The only thing really that's lacking this week is a 9-darter. Who knows? Anything could happen. We're kicking off the second half of Series 14 in some style. It is blisteringly warm here on the south coast, and the action is heating up in this week 7, and giving their hot takes tonight, it is Matthew Edgar and Keegan Brown. Be getting their perspectives throughout the course of the evening. But we've got 6 superstars in action on this Super Series Saturday, and this is what we're watching tonight. This week, DC made history. He impresses everywhere he goes. Will he win an astonishing 6th weekly title this evening? Series 10 champion Jensen Walker has shown signs of excellence so far into his 6th finals night, with the Interceptor return to Champions Week. Danny Ayres has never failed to make it through to Saturday night at the Super Series, a former runner-up and a 2-time semi-finalist. Will Ayres be on cloud 9 tonight? He may have left it late, but Radek Zagansky has made it through to another Saturday showdown. A weekly winner in Series 13. How will he fare in Series 14? The surprise package of the week has been debutant Oliver Mitchell, who was mightily impressive in Group C. Will it be the pig who takes home the bacon? And Harry Ward is into another Saturday night at the Live Lounge. On all 5 previous occasions, he's lost out in the semi-finals. Does that change tonight for the birthday boy? Well, it's been some weeks so far, and this is how we've got to Saturday night. Derek Coulson winning a record-breaking 15 matches in Group A. We'll talk about him in just a second. Jensen Walker, Danny Ayres and Radek Zagansky, the 3 players through a blockbuster Group B, whilst Oliver Mitchell and Harry Ward, they both made their way through Group C yesterday afternoon. A week where records were broken, a week where we saw big numbers tumble, and the story again, Derek Coulson, always seems to be here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Just try and put into words, Matt, what 15 out of 15, what kind of achievement that is to do that in Group A.
Well, it's record-breaking. It's not been done before. And that doesn't just include what we've seen here in Portsmouth, also in Southampton as well. We've never seen. We've seen many people come close. It was inevitable that someone was going to do it. We have a very short list, though, of people who are capable of doing so. And just because they're capable doesn't mean they can deliver, because to do that, it's the amount of time you have to be great for. It's not just a game here or a game there. It's from 9:30 in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, stretched out, practicing in between. It's hours upon hours of hard work and consistency. Derek Coulson is the golden boy right now.
However, he'll be the first to say that it could go wrong tonight. And when you look at the field of players that are in there, this could well be a Champions League of players that are eligible to play here at the Super Series.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we're looking at a fantastic group of players that have got Modus Super Series winners, Pro Tour winners, Challenge Tour winners. What else do you want on more on a Saturday night? But yeah, like you just said there, it could go sour very quickly for Derek because obviously he's not played for 2 days. I always find, it's not the best ideal, but people are people. And, at the end of the day, Derek could come out here, all of a sudden throw 210 averages and then he's in the semi-finals like he can do. But yeah, it's for me, it's all dependent on that first game this evening.
Simply put, there is one man to start this evening, and his name is Derek Coulson. Be interested to see how he gets on this evening, having won 15 out of 15 in Group A, the first ever player to do it. And this is how the table finished up in Group A. And look, he won it by 10 points. He won it at an absolute canter, really, didn't he, Matt?
Dominant, absolutely dominant. And we're looking here, can anyone get to 4 legs against Derek Coulson? No one got to 3. Derek Coulson was that good, he was that dominant. Look at the players of which he's in there against. Second position there, Skaganski's picked up a Pro Tour. Jensen Walker's won it all here at the Super Series before. It wasn't an easy group, he didn't get an easy ride. He had to be brilliant, and he was. And the scary thing for me is Derek Coulson seems to be getting better year upon year, time upon time. We see him here, and we're constantly told that darts is a young man's sport now, but Derek Coulson is finding the best darts in his twilight years. And not only that, I mean, look at the equipment of which he's using. We'll probably discuss this throughout the night. It's changed. He's looking to find perfection, and he's getting better time upon time. We're seeing him on the Pro Tour. He's a scary prospect right now.
Do you think the fact he's played on the Pro Tour this year as well, Keegan, the fact that he's mixing it with the best in the world because he's doing things like Q-School, doing things like the Challenge Tour, do you think that's also brought another level in his game?
Yeah, 100%. And it's that experience that he has obviously got here over the last couple of years at the Modus Super Series that has helped him at Q-School, now mixing it with, the elite of world darts. And look at him, like Matt said there, the older gentlemen are now playing better than the younger gentlemen. So yeah, so it's going to be a good night. But yeah, fair play to Derek. He's just breath of fresh air, isn't he?
Well, usually we'd say he's the overwhelming favourite. He is with the bookies, but you look at Group B and you look at the likes of Jensen Walker and you look at the standard all told from all 5 players. James Beaton and Matt Denham very unlucky to miss out. All 3 of them are banging form and are all ready to give Derek Coulson a run for their money.
I think the point of James Beaton and Matty Dennett missing out is a very valid one because they could go on and win a week here quite legitimately. And the fact they're not even in finals night shows the level of the quality at which we're going into this evening. Group B was exceptional, wasn't it? We really enjoyed Group B as a watcher, as a viewer, as a pundit, as a commentator. I can imagine it was horrible as a player, though. That was tight, it was close, it went to the wire, and I think that's a good indication of what we're going to see down here tonight.
You spent a bit of time with Jensen Walker recently. Where would you describe, or how would you describe his development as a player right now? Yeah,
I think he's, to be fair, Jensen's come back in some really good form, and it's really good to see because, there's nothing worse coming to, a sport at a very young age, and a lot of people put pressure and hashtags on you. And I think, do you know what? He's doing it really well. He's coming back in. He's, finding his mojo again, and it's really good to see.
You've been there, Keegan. What is it like when you've got that expectation, when people are saying you can be world champion, you can be this, you can be that, particularly as a young person like Jensen is, like you were when you won the World Youth Championship? How difficult is it to try and rein expectations in when you've got this pressure sagging on your shoulders from the outside?
It's awful. I'm not going to lie about it, but yeah, it's one of the things where, when you're just playing, you're trying to focus on your game, and then that's when you get the environmental factors where, people will say, oh, actually, you could do this, and then it won't just be one person, it'd be lots of different people. And then all of a sudden that puts a lot more pressure, not just, on the game itself.
In terms of Group C, Matt, we watched that on Thursday and Friday afternoon. Oliver Mitchell won it from Harry Ward in second position. Oliver Thursday won 3 out of 5, won every game on Friday, whereas Harry Ward started the group well and then kind of receded towards the end.
Look, on paper, they was probably the top 2, wasn't they? And it played out that way, but it wasn't as clear sailing as maybe we'd have thought it was. Harry Ward did tail off. He came in here yesterday, and this is a guy who's won a Pro Tour and recently hit a Pro Tour semi-final, suggesting he was nervous. Unlike Oliver Mitchell, who here on debut showed no signs of that. He was just enjoying it, but he's green as grass. He is absolutely green. He is raw, But that could be a benefit tonight. People think it's a negative being inexperienced, but being inexperienced also means you're oblivious, you're ignorant. You're ignorant to what you're about to face tonight. You know you're going up there against good players, and you actually enjoy and embrace the challenge. You don't fear it, you've got no scar tissue. I think that ignorance could be bliss tonight.
Well, that's the story of how we got to Saturday evening here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. As far as Saturday is concerned, Keegan, well, it doesn't get any easier, does it? We're going to have a look at the mini groups now. And Group 1, Derek Coulson, Danny Ayres, Harry Ward. Those are players who are sat 2nd, 4th and 10th respectively on the Challenge Tour Order of Merit.
How can he split them? You know, let's be honest, I think, you know, Heather wins Group 1 because I don't think it's a foregone conclusion for Derek just to hop over the line. I think he's definitely got his tough night ahead just in front of Danny and Harry.
However, if you're the players in Group 2, are you thinking, I'm glad I've avoided the other one?
No, because I think it's just as hard. In my opinion, you know, let's be honest, these groups now on a Saturday night, you don't look at one group and go, oh yeah, I prefer that one. You just want to go out there and win. And that's as simple as it is.
In terms of the odds, no surprise that Derek Coulson is the favourite to win tonight. We can have a look at that for you now. 6-5 with the odds compilers to make it through to a 7th Champions League by the end of play tonight. Yes, he is going to be favourite and he should be favourite, but there's got to be value on a night like tonight, isn't there?
100%. There'll be loads of people out there with their outright winner slips when they're man on it with a feeling they've got a chance. But Harry Ward at 8-1 to me is far too overpriced. Recent Pro Tour semi-finalist, won a Pro Tour, won a Challenge Tour. He's got experience, he's got pedigree, he's got love for the game and passion, which he's not had before. He's practicing. You know, this could be a real Kickstarter for Harry Ward to take darts seriously as a profession and use that ability of which he's got, which could see him rocket up the world rankings. Because ability-wise, I think he's a top 32 player if he's got the application. That's the thing we're waiting for. Top of the odds, though, Derek Coulson, very, very fair. I'd have him odds on tonight. I really would.
So, 2 questions, 1 sentence. I'm going to ask the same to you both. Derek Coulson, yes or no? And if not, who?
I want to go no, Harry Ward.
Okay, that's fair. Good outside shout. But I'm going with Derek Coulson. I think he's been far too solid. I think he's improving all the time. And I think he doesn't just want this. I think he wants Champions Week.
And to be honest, this Saturday night really could have been a Champions night in another week. That is how good the stand's going to be. We're going to be hearing from the pair of you in commentary throughout the course of the evening. Looking forward to hearing from both of you. It is 18 plus and it is gambleaware.org if you're going to have a flutter on the Super Series this evening. But it has been a week which has been another historic one for Derek Coulson, the first player to have completed a full house in Group A, having won 15 out of 15. If he wins every game tonight, he'll be the first player to complete 2 undefeated weeks here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. He just continues to break records everywhere he goes, and he is hoping to do so again tonight. Let's hear from DC ahead of what he hopes is another historic night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Double 10 to get over the line.
Coulson once again
Running here with a tub flush checkout to wrap up a 4-0 win.
Drama, 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 right to the death today. Should this tops go?
Game shot.
You knew it was going.
Derek Coulson has done it.
Derek, different challenges for yourself this year, but how much have you embraced them?
Yeah, I've absolutely jumped all over it. To have these opportunities, especially at my age, I think, yeah, I'm absolutely loving every single moment of it.
Is it still a little bit pinch me what's happening to yourself?
Absolutely. It's crazy. At times I just sit at home thinking, oh, next week I'm going to the Pro Tour. I'm at Modus next week, and then the week after that I'm at Pro Tour again. And yeah, and obviously then there's the thought of the big one at the end of the year. Which is still quite a scary thought. To walk out onto the Ali Pali stage would be amazing. I'm not counting my chickens, but you know, I'm in a good position and I've got to try and build on that and hopefully get to that point.
Is even saying those words to a certain extent feels scarcely believable?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it does, you know, because I've not been around the game a long time. I've played darts for a long time over the years, but not seriously. And I've pretty much come from nowhere. The seniors got me going, got me the itch, if you like, and then obviously lucky enough to get an invite here. And then when I came here, I had the itch, I want to come back, and I want to come back, and I want to do it again. So then at that point I was thinking, this is great, loving it. and then all of a sudden there's another step, and now it's the ultimate, I think, for any dart player to play Ali Pali, and it's still, it's a pinch me moment, but it's not there yet, so I've still got work to do.
When you knew you were playing Challenge Tour, what goals did you set yourself early on?
Obviously to get high up, and the first weekend is massive on the Challenge Tour, to get high enough to get the call-ups for the Pro Tour, and then obviously to build on that, which is what I did. I think I was 7th after the first Challenge Tour weekend, which wasn't really where I wanted to be. I wanted to be a bit higher than that, but then the second weekend I had a great weekend, which bumped me up, and it's great because it's great competition. The standard is fantastic on the Challenge Tour, and obviously that bodes well then when you get on the Pro Tour.
How have you found life on the Pro Tour circuit?
Love it, absolutely love it. But it is brutal. It's extremely hard. If you miss doubles, sometimes even on a Challenge Tour a little bit, you can miss a few doubles and you'll still get another chance. On the Pro Tour, you just don't. You have to take those chances, otherwise you're not coming back to the board. So you take it one way or the other. Is you either go back and say, okay, I'm not good enough, or you go back and say, right, I need to work on this and improve for next time. Anybody can play, and there's no restrictions, because it's like with Modus, you get an invite. If you're good enough, you get an invite, or you qualify for it. If you go on a Pro Tour, they're not saying, I'm sorry, you're too old to play. If you're good enough, you play on a Pro Tour. So I think I'm living proof that anybody at any age now, if they're picking up a dart at 45, they've still got opportunities there. And that's the thing, there's so many opportunities out there now. Before there weren't so many. Now there's the ADC, obviously the chances are coming here, Challenge Tour. There's so many opportunities for everybody to play, and the aim and the targets and the end goals are really quite good.
So Derek Coulson gets the night underway with a meeting against Harry Ward. It's 2nd against 10th on the Challenge Tour Order of Merit, going head-to-head in his opening match of the night. In commentary, Keegan Brown, and first, Matthew Edgar.
Well, what a story this is becoming for Derek Coulson. Amazing to sit back and listen to Derek, isn't it? And he talks so fondly about the opportunities he's getting at 57 years old. Maybe thought the game had passed him by. We're told all the time it's a young man's game. Academies are where the inspirational stories apparently are these days, but not anymore. The man from Market Drayton, 5 weekly titles already, and getting his opportunity on the biggest stages of them all. He's looking to get a Champions Week 1 here. He's going to have a tough night though. We have a lot of quality in the field. 5 weekly semi-finals for Big H, Harry Ward, who, despite just being 28 years old, has bags of experience, and he's coming for a second round within this sport. Picked up a Pro Tour title in his early years, but he's been finding some good form as of late. A Challenge Tour title and a recent Pro Tour semi-final suggests that he is going to be a handful here for Derek Coulson. Derek Coulson, a student of the game, a lover of the world of darts. He knows exactly what he's up against here, and the quality which Harry Ward, Keegan, your selection for the night, is going to possess.
100%. I just think, the way that Harry's came back into the game, he's playing really well, really consistent. And obviously there's our referee for the night, Andrew Cullen. Fantastic job that man does for the last 2 weeks here at the Modus Super Series.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Derek.
But yeah, I think
Game on.
I was very surprised how the bookies are priced tonight. Obviously, Derek, we know, Derek's going to be top of the pile, wasn't he, with the bookmakers? But Harry, 8-1, surely.
Yeah, it felt a little bit too big, didn't it? And maybe they're looking at that in the fact that his first game's going up against Derek Coulson, and Derek Coulson having the advantage of throw. But we know Harry Ward is very, very capable of popping in those big ton-plus averages. But you do feel he's going to need that. Derek Coulson, pretty much rock solid around the 96 mark for the majority of his games throughout the week. And nobody has even taken him to the point where they are a leg away from beating him. He has dominated the field.
Let's be honest. When we looked at the table earlier, he dropped 13 legs in all them games. It's less than the leg for every match he played. And that's ridiculous considering people did get the odd 2 legs against him. So obviously there would have been other games where, for quite a consistent amount of time, it was Derek Coulson 4, the opponent 0.
How many other Derek Coulsons do you think are out there?
60.
Because we can all picture people from our areas, can't we, who had the quality, who didn't quite go and commit to it. I mean, you're probably around the same sort of areas, Joe, Paul Hogan, Johnny Haynes, people who
60.
sort of dabbled a little bit, but never really fully committed. And if they did, surely they would have made it.
Yeah, 100%. I think, it was only really since the last 6 years, isn't it, since COVID, where so
55.
many different routes and options now are available in darts. And as we both know, 10 years ago, unfortunately, it was just the Challenge Tour, wasn't it? The secondary tour and the PDC, and and obviously that was a lot of money.
100.
Let's be honest. Then 10 years ago, the Challenge Tour was kind of a waste ground, wasn't it? If you didn't get your tour card, you could play there, but there wasn't the rewards, there wasn't the prize money, there wasn't the opportunity and the pathways that are there now. It's a genuinely secondary tour now. If you're going to be breaking Derek Coulson here tonight, these are the sort of shots you need to get close to.
Shots on, so looking at 85 now. Should be looking at 18s. Treble will leave double 12.
85. Derek, you require 24.
So it's double 12 for Coulson. He gets
James
a
on
solid
the first
16
leg.
dart holder throw there.
Coulson. Second leg, Harry to throw first. Get him on.
I wonder if it's more of a strength as well for the likes of Derek Coulson coming into the game at quite his twilight years, shall we say, because we often
125.
get, and we hear a lot, don't we, from players who, when they first get to the Pro Tour, they go, oh wow, I'm around all the people I grew up watching on TV. And they're almost in awe of it for a while, aren't they? And it takes them a bit of time to get used to it. Where for Derek Coulson, he's probably at that point of experience where, okay, these are iconic players and names, but we're only playing darts.
And I think you hit the nail on the head where you do see a lot of youngsters in the first couple of years, on the elite tour, as we call it now, where they are kind of starstruck. They're in awe of walking past these players because they would watch them on TV, but you have to remember that person has never seen them before. So you even see it now, don't you? But yeah, I think life experiences, I would say, it's definitely worked in Derek's favour, where he just goes up there and just plays darts.
99.
Oh, I can vouch 100% for it. I've been covering a lot of the Pro Tours at the start of this year, and it's a murmur I've heard around the room from a lot of the tour card holders, even now in 2026. But it's a great story.
140.
Derek Coulson and the reemergence here of Harry Ward.
And to be fair, we know that obviously it's been documented that obviously Harry actually took that break away from darts, and at the time that was
96.
first
Derek,
ever
you require
person. I think
124.
even now Harry deserves a lot of respect, where he knew he wasn't particularly happy in a particular area, so he took himself out of it, and I think that's a fantastic move that was from Harry.
This could be a fantastic finish from Derek Coulson. Pins the bullseye to break the throw of Harry Ward in the second leg with a monstrous 12-darter.
Third leg, Derek.
Any concerns you may have around Derek Coulson going into this after a couple of days off, surely now are gone.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying about 10 minutes ago, but yeah, Derek's he's just solid, isn't he?
100.
You've got to ask the question, haven't you? Because we've seen it so many times before, where a player dominates Group A, comes back and loses their opening game, and it doesn't quite go right for them. It is something that's happened, but
100.
it appears to be not happening to Derek. Far too good at the moment. And imagine if he was to win this week by going through Group A without losing a game and then winning finals night without losing a game. That would be the most dominant
42.
winner of all time.
Yeah, hands down. I've been, I don't know, fortunate or unfortunate that I've been in a lot of Group A's with Derek over the last couple of years, but
96.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever met such a nice bloke in darts. He's just so friendly. He just goes up there and he loves playing darts, and yeah, I've got so much respect for this man right now. It's unbelievable.
137.
And you can tell that, can't you, in his approach? He's just enjoying himself. He's loving it. Probably didn't think these sort of opportunities would ever come around, but as darts develops and more opportunities come through, the ADC with the Global
140.
Championship, WDF with the World Masters now taking place in Las Vegas, and the iconic lakeside stage around the Christmas time, Alexandra Palace. Everyone just wants that opportunity, don't they, to play on a
95.
broadcasted event, and they're doing that right now, and we're doing it on a weekly basis.
Yeah, we are that, aren't we? And we're very, very appreciated as dart players, darts fans, and darts staff.
93.
Really, that there's opportunities for all of us right now in the world of darts.
He's just taken out a 1-2-4. It's a very similar combination here for Derek Coulson, where he just needs the one treble. That would have given a dart at the bullseye. Not going to be.
87.
So Harry Ward, an opportunity.
Harry requires 72.
Just an opportunity to get a leg, but one against the throw. He said earlier, it's hard to split the players. These are the sort of shots that are going to do it.
60.
Your small combinations, your 60s,
Derek,
your
you require
70s,
40.
they have to go.
Yeah, it's all about the bread and butter doubles and finishing, isn't it, at the moment?
Game shot on the third leg. Derek Coulson. Fourth leg, Harry to throw first. Game on.
And let's be honest, what this man can't do, 100% on checkout, averaging over 100.
81.
And it's the only third leg of the night.
Well, let's look at some of the inspirational stories that have happened from the Super Series in recent times. The likes of Charlie Manby winning here at the Super Series, going on to get his card, and that great run at Alexandra Palace.
91.
Andreas Harrison, run to the last 16 of the World Championships, also coming into his twilight years. So there's lots of these sort of crossovers
97.
now where you can see that sort of pathway, and you can see, like Derek was saying in his interview, that it doesn't matter how old you are or what your athletic build is. There's an opportunity here to play this sport at the highest level
140.
if you're good enough. That's the only thing. It's a meritocracy.
Yeah, and that is the beauty, isn't it, of darts, where it's very different to most sports, where sometimes there's who you know
95.
rather than what you can do as such. But darts is all based on your ability, and like you've rightly just said, if you're good enough, then you're good enough. That's as simple as it is.
You earn the right based on ability. No
140.
one can tell you can't do it. No one makes that choice for you. And if you're going to throw darts like Derek Coulson here is, averaging
85.
106,
Derek,
you are going to
require
win on most
130.
stages.
Now, I did say it wouldn't surprise us if Derek did come out with 110 average in the first match. So there's still that potential right now. So it's 5-5 to wrap it up.
Game shot. And the match.
Well,
Derek Coulson.
Derek Coulson, a couple of days off after dominating Group A. The question was, is it going to be a friend or a foe? It's not going to affect Derek Coulson, and it's not going to affect his performance. He is up and running, a 4-0 win, a puff of the cheeks as if it was hard work. He averaged 107.36 with 100% on the finishes. What a performance. Can anyone stop Derek Coulson tonight?
Well, Derek Coulson makes perfect performances look routine, doesn't he? 15 out of 15 in Group A, and before the break, he got his campaign underway with a 4-0 victory against Harry Ward, an average of 107.36, 4 from 4 on the doubles, 2 ton-plus checkouts, including a 130 to round it off. He is virtually into the semi-finals. The worst-case scenario is a 9-dart shootout for him. Game number 2 is a meeting between Jensen Walker and Radek Sagansky. It's the 6th meeting between the pair this week, having started together in Group A on Monday morning. Jensen, the former series champion, taking on the pole, looking for back-to-back weekly titles. Let's hear from the pair now. Radek, dzień dobry. Welcome to finals night here at the Live Lounge. In terms of this week, how would you sum up the way that you've played?
I feel I play okay, and I hope the level will stay for today as well.
Fair to say it's been a little bit hard work at times. You've really had to work hard to get some of the wins.
Didn't understand.
Have you had to, in terms of the wins that you've got, have you had to work hard to get it, in terms of like you've had to really scrap?
Well, you do that for 20 years, so you just go back home, practice, and then you're going for the tournaments, and it is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You need to accept both.
Into tonight, how much are you looking forward to it? How much are you relishing it? Because it's going to be a very tough night of darts, because you've got some really good players backstage.
Yeah, it will be tough, so we'll see what's happened.
You won in the previous series. How much would you like to do it again and to win a second title here?
Yeah, always it's worse to do something second time. The first time is okay, but the problem is to do something second time. So I do the best what I can do.
But it's going to be very difficult. But when you win it something once, can you draw on that experience the next time around?
Yes, you have some experience, so I try to enjoy and play my best darts.
We wish you well. Good luck, Radek.
Thank you very much.
Jensen, is it fair to say that this week's been a case of getting better as the week's gone along?
I think definitely, yeah. As I said earlier on in the week, I said, you know, I was a bit ropey in form. You know, to be honest, I didn't really know what was going to turn up this week. You still got to believe, and you still got to say in the interviews that thing, because if you talk, it translates into your game a lot of the time. So you have to remain confident in your interviews and things. But I realistically now I can look back and say I weren't really sure what was going to happen. It's got better as the week's going on, and luckily I managed to do what I usually tend to do, peaking in then Group B, C sessions, wherever I end up tending to lie, and it's all come together for to make tonight, really.
Would I be fair in saying that you're at a period where you're just trying to work one or two things out in your game?
Yeah, I don't think it's working because everything feels the same. It feels the same, but just something is different. I don't know what it is, but sometimes that's a case of trying to work around and making us going one step back to go 2 steps forward in another way by finding something new. And I think naturally, so you throw, everything just tends to change naturally over time. Maybe that's changed quicker than I thought something had happened, which created the trough in the game. I feel I'm back there now, back to where I want to be. Touch wood, and hopefully it will come together. In
terms of tonight, this must feel like a Champions Week Saturday, let alone a qualifying week Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I said when I come into this week, it's one of the hardest normal weeks I've seen personally on hand, and I'm not just saying that because obviously I'm part of the week, but it's all on the day at the end of the day. You know, each man is there to be beaten. All 6 of us in that room can beat each other and lose to each other. So hopefully I'm unfortunate enough to go far today.
Does any one of these give you an edge in terms of a Champions Week?
You'd like to believe so. You'd like to believe so, but I suppose every week's different.
Wish you all the best. Good luck, Jason.
Cheers, Henry.
Please welcome the interceptor, Jensen Walker!
Jensen Walker.
Not for the first time. Keeps hitting doubles like that, he'll get nothing but applause.
And Jensen Walker has raced into the final.
How does he hit that? That's how he hits it! And Jensen Walker is a Super Series success story!
Bergman chips all round, guys.
Series 12, week 5, and you, young man, are our champion.
Well, let me reassure you, you're definitely one but not making up the numbers now. I'm telling you that from a former world champion.
Thank you, I appreciate that. It's worked out well so far, yeah.
It has indeed.
The interceptor.
So you've made me look very well. Well done, son. Thank you.
You're welcome, Scott.
Jensen Walker.
Still owes us that burger and chips to Jensen Walker. His first assignment is to try and get past a steady pole in Radek Sagansky. In commentary, Keegan Brown and Matthew Edgar.
Well, two people have been here all week, and they would have came here to Portsmouth expecting to be here for 6 days, and this is day 6 of action, the one they wanted to be on, and the one where the prizes will be given out. Jensen Walker has been here. He's done it. You could say he's got the T-shirt. He's got the trophy, though, the Series 10 champion from Coventry. 19 years old, trying to find his way within the sport, and sort of playing his cards very close to his chest, wasn't he, there within that interview? Wasn't sure what to get when he came here this week, but certainly produced some of his very best starts in that Group B campaign. And if he can repeat that tonight, we could see him be a bit of a challenge for the likes of Derek Coulson, who dominated that opening game. Skagansky says it's hard to do it the second time round. He's won a weekly title in the last series, Series 13. We have had 18 players come here before and win 2 weeks. Radek Skagansky is going to want to add his name to that list. We obviously have various others who have picked up 3s, 4s. Neil Duff's picked up 7. So a bit to go for Radek Skagansky, but he's certainly got the game to add himself onto that very, very short list of players who have had multiple successes here at the Live Lounge. Pro Tour winner back in the past. Keegan, how do you separate these two?
Wow, that is a very good question there, Matt.
It's a harsh one.
I wish you asked me this like 3 legs into the match, really. But no, it's going to be a tough one, I think.
45.
Where both players, they attack the ball, and it sounds so daft, they attack the ball very early on. And, you know, I think it's going to be one of these matches where it's going to be the first person that blinks that's going to offer their
58.
opponent the real first opportunity.
Is Jensen Walker having to go through a period of embracing change as well? He spoke about something being slightly different within his throw, and throws do change and evolve. And we're going to look at where Jensen Walker started his career, very young age, living in Coventry in an academy. And he's had a lot of success, but at 19, he is still yet to reach full athletic maturity.
60.
For boys, we're looking around the age of 21, which is when body composition starts to settle, the muscles have developed and grown, and he'll be going through that, which is ultimately surely going to have changes within his throw.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's the thing. It's
140.
fortunate not to hit the 180 there, but you know, I think that's the thing. You know, we forget that youngsters are still growing, aren't they, to a really mid-20s, aren't they, more than anything?
84.
And
Jensen,
you know, unfortunately, I'm past that stage now, but you know, Jensen, he's doing well to cope with it, really, and it's quite
41.
Quite mature of him to realise that you know things are changing, but he's happy to go with the flow.
Exactly, got to embrace it, but Radek Skagansky won't be happy to embrace that one. The wayward dart with the first.
24.
Loses the opportunity there to get that breaker throw.
So it's 2 19s.
77. Radek, you require 96.
Another opportunity for Radek. Didn't chip too much off the 120 in the previous visit.
80.
Would probably have expected 6
Jensen,
darts
you
at
require
120 to
38.
get more than just the 1 dart at the double. Jensen choosing to split.
30.
Chasing it round a little bit here. This is not the Jensen Walker we saw in Group B. 21 darts thrown. This is a bit of a gift for
Radek, you
Radek
require
Skagansky here.
16.
And to be fair, we know as dart players, Matt, that you don't
Then
mind
shot
having the
on the first
19
leg.
dart breaker
Radek
throw, do you?
Skagansky.
We also, negativity is very infectious.
Second leg,
And if
Radek
you
to
start
throw
a night
first.
bad,
Game on.
it's very hard to snap out of that mode. Especially in a night like tonight, where the little mini groups, the last thing you want to do is go
24.
out there and lose that first game, lose it heavy, especially when you've got the throw.
100%.
80.
There's a lot of head shaking there from Jensen, where you know one thing that has really got into his game recently, I've noticed over the last year, is there's a lot more
60.
visual negativity.
Do you know, I don't like being critical, especially on a Saturday night, but I'm going to do it because
81.
this may be words that if Jensen's watching this back, he may need to hear. I'm fed up of hearing Jensen say, I want to get back to
45.
the form I had before. He's 19 years old. Is he telling me at 19 he's played his best darts? He is going forward, he is developing. There are
97.
so much more things in the future for Jensen Walker that he hasn't yet achieved. He shouldn't be looking backwards, he should be looking forwards.
I agree with you 1,000,000% there, Matt.
140.
You know, as dart players, we look forward. We never look back in any situation. You know, let's be honest. If we hit every double at the World Championship, we would have been world champions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I did it in my bedroom. 17-time world champion, beat Phil Taylor.
65. Jensen, you require 118.
So shots on, double top.
Game shot on the second leg.
Come on, Jensen, are we going to see a smile?
Third leg, Jensen to throw first. Game on.
That's the class you want to see, isn't it? That's the quality. That's the attribute that you need if you're going to go and achieve what Jensen Walker wants to.
140.
Very disappointing opening leg. He thrown 21 darts, got broken. But then to hit back with a 15 darter, to hit back with
60.
that checkout, that's the sort of quality. And that's the stuff you can't teach. That's the stuff that's in you.
140.
And let's be honest, that's the thing that I always say with dart players nowadays is that sort of experience.
140.
Not to get the maximum there, but it's that experience, isn't it, as a dart player, that it's them sort of 118 checkouts that you can't teach kids.
100.
You've got to enjoy the fight. There's a lot you can do working with psychology, but ultimately you've got to enjoy the battle. You've got to love that feeling
60.
of the heart rate being
Jensen, you
raised.
require 121.
It's the best but worst feeling at the same time. But Jensen,
89.
good board management there to leave 32 after 12 darts thrown.
Now this is the Jensen we saw in Group B.
100.
Just a very mini wobble
Jensen,
at
you
the
require
opening of this
32.
game as he settled into things, but nothing to be alarmed about as of yet.
Game shot on the third leg.
Everything
Jensen
is
Walker.
kind of going how it would.
Fourth leg, Radek
back
to
on throw,
throw
aren't we?
first.
Just like
Game
that.
on.
Absolutely back in control now, Jensen Walker. Favourite once again. But don't write off Skansky.
81.
You don't win Pro Tours by luck, do you? You don't get them in raffles.
If only.
135. $140. $122.
Got an academy in this evening, haven't we? The Heath Hayes Academy.
26.
Staffordshire joining us this evening at the Live Lounge. As we tend to do, we get quite a few academies coming down here now to enjoy a Saturday night with us. We had a 9-dart shootout as well, didn't we? Harrison actually beat Derek Coulson, the only defeat Derek Coulson has tasted so
94.
far this week at the Live Lounge.
I don't think he wasn't very happy, was he? Because, you know, let's be honest, he
140.
did throw 420 in the last one.
160.
Yeah, brutal from Coulson. Just like
41.
he's been doing to
Jensen,
all
you
these
require
experienced
45.
campaigners. And Jensen Walker put himself a leg
Game
away.
shot on
That
the
is
fourth
nice.
leg.
That is clean.
Jensen
That is
Walker.
clinical. We asked questions after the opening leg. There was concerns
Fifth
after
leg,
the opening
Jensen
leg.
to throw
And since
first.
then, 15,
Game
14,
on.
14. What you on about, lads?
Where's the head shaking now?
I made an observation as well earlier on in the week. Jensen Walker
177.
plays better when he plays like this, with rhythm, with flow, with feel. But to do that, you have to have confidence and
140.
trust. Trust is the key.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Jensen is a very dangerous player when he gets into this sort of
59.
rheumatic sort of vibe to the evening.
Less deliberate, isn't it, as well? Like, if I was to sit here now and throw my
140.
paper in the bin, I wouldn't be sizing it up and aiming. I'd just throw it in the bin and it'd go in. Having that level of
58.
trust, that level when there's £5,000 on the line and a spot in Champions Week isn't as easy.
No, it is not that.
180. 60. Radek, you require 41.
So I take it. So it's 2 darts, a double 16.
And
That's a
Sean,
solid
the
11
Radek's
dart
against
breaker throat. Lowest of the evening so far.
6 flag Radek to throw first. Game on.
We'll keep an eye on some of the choices for Sagansky and the maths.
140.
It can get quite interesting. He will do anything possible to leave that double 16, even more so than one of the most famous double 16 hitters in the world, Mervyn King. Mervyn King, one of those players who, even on the 80, isn't he?
58.
Treble 16, double 16. Radek Sagansky, also one of those. But some of the breakdowns will leave the head a little bit scratched.
135.
That's good ball management there.
99.
See what field, Jensen's got a great opportunity here to pinch this one. Pinch this leg and the match.
100.
Just see that little bit of aggression, can't you, coming on the face of Jensen Walker? That steely focus.
100. Jensen, you require 126. 86.
Are we
Radek,
going
you
to see
require 104.
the 18s or the 16s being used? So it's going to be 18, so it's treble 18. So it's 1 dart, double 16.
72.
And you feel that was a dart to save the match there for Radek Sagansky. Jensen Walker starts the preparations.
Jensen, you require 40.
Trying to make sure that he's settled so he can deliver this match-winning dart.
No score.
Do you know what?
Radek, you require 32.
I'm not sure I liked the pause. We was just saying
James
about
on
how
the
positive
sixth
things are when he
Radek
plays with that
Sagansky.
rhythm and feel. Maybe another bit of evidence for that. He's been punished for the miss.
Seven
We go
for five leg
all the
Jensen
way
to
to our last
throw
leg
first.
shootout. But just
Game
look
on.
at that checkout percentage there from Radek Sagansky. Checking out at 60%. Jensen Walker, you cannot give this man an opportunity.
30.
And what an opportunity this is now for this man. All you think in this situation is straight darts. And I know it is obviously a lot easier said than done, but that's all you want. That's all you want.
And how hard is it for Jensen in this situation just to get on with this leg
121.
and forget those 3 match starts at tops?
And you have to do it so quickly, don't you?
83.
There's not much to separate them here.
58.
It could be now. This is the opportunity for Radek Sagansky to open up a bit of an advantage on the scoreboard and to really pressurise the throw here of Walker.
100.
And all of a sudden, Jensen with the throw is now 70 odd points behind.
60.
Still behind. So this is what I would call the free throw sort of situation.
Oh, absolutely. And he's making the very most of it.
123.
Jensen Walker's had 4 visits to the board and only 1 of which has had a treble in it.
Needs to may look at a 25.
80. Radek, you require 95.
And it gets him down to a finish. But Radek here has got a nice route to his favourite double 16. And he finds it to leave him on his favourite, and he pins it again.
And a match, Radek Sagansky.
What a turnaround that was from Radek Sagansky. It looked like Jensen Walker at one point was going to run away with it. 3 legs in the middle part of the game, but 3 missed match darts at tops there was punished, and Radek Sagansky picks up the victory. Winning legs of 11, 16 and 15 to turn that one around, but it was really won on the doubles, wasn't it? 4 from 6 for Radek Sagansky. He picks up the points. Coming up next, Harry Ward and Danny Ayres.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Radek Sagansky from 3-1 behind rattled off 3 legs on the spin to get the better of Jensen Walker by 4 legs to 3. So the pole off to the perfect start. Next up for us, Harry Ward, who needs to win. Danny Ayres, who needs to win to keep his hopes alive, gets Harry Ward. Let's hear from both players now, as I caught up with them earlier on this evening. Harry, first things first, many happy birthday returns to yourself. How was 29 being down on the south coast today?
Pretty boring, to be honest. I actually got ID'd for an energy drink on my 29th birthday, but no, just been chilling. Just like building myself up for tonight and trying to give myself the best chance.
In terms of this week, is it fair to say a story of 2 halves so far?
Oh, definitely, yeah. First day, when I thought I needed to start well, I relaxed because I've been playing well and I love the pressure. Yesterday, I took the pressure off myself until I lost the first game, and I was poor yesterday, but I got through, and that was the main thing. And tonight, where it is essentially a knockout tonight, you need to win. You don't really have that comfort blanket behind you. I'm confident I'll do well.
Different story this evening. Add the fact the crowd's in as well.
Yeah, of course. It's always nice to have a bit more of a crowd, and like I say, I feel better when I'm under pressure. I back myself, and tonight that's exactly that with more of a crowd.
When you scan that room, this feels more like a Champions Week Saturday, doesn't it, than a qualification week Saturday?
Oh, definitely, yeah. You look at that group I'm in tonight with Derek and Danny. I mean, is Derek second on the Challenge Tour? Is Danny fourth, is he? So second, fourth and 10th. Myself, I'm 10th. On the Challenge Tour in a group. It's brutal, but again, we can all beat each other in that best of 7 format. So I'm hoping that's me tonight that can win the game.
Just quickly, just finally, how nice a birthday gift would it be to win one of these? Because you've come close, you've knocked on the door a few times now. Yeah,
it'd be lovely, obviously. Yeah, it's been a lonely and boring birthday, but hopefully I can round it off tonight with a win. If not, there's always next time, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, just hope it goes well. I just want to play well.
Wish you well. Good luck, Harry.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Danny, fair to say a case of happy enough for this week so far?
Yeah, the aim was just to get through the group. You always want to win it, but you finish third, second, first, it doesn't matter. The aim was to get to finals night. Tough group, and just happy to come through it.
You said on Thursday we spoke to you how tough the group was going to be, but you said that would sharpen you up. Would you say that's very much the case going into this evening?
Absolutely. Great preparation, especially for tonight. Again, the room is full of quality players again. So to come through Group B with the players that were in there, it prepares you well for tonight.
In terms of this evening, does this feel more like a Champions Week than perhaps a qualifying week? You consider some of the players that are playing, in particular the players that are playing in your mini group tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every player in here has got a bit of pedigree. They've won something or done something. So it's not going to be easy, but I love a challenge, so let's go for it.
You must feel the vein of form that you're in at the minute, probably the best vein of form we've ever seen you in, that whatever the challenge, how difficult it is, that you must feel like you've always got an opportunity when you walk into a room.
Absolutely. I always believe in myself, I believe in my ability, and I know if I turn up, I'm a problem for everybody. The problem is sometimes I don't turn up, so I've got to make sure I'm on it from the get-go tonight and, attack from the off.
We've seen you come close to winning one of these before. Considering what you have won this year, would this be another one to tick off the list you're able to get over the line tonight?
Absolutely. This is another box I want to tick off. But I'm not going to try too hard. Just one game at a time, and let's see where it takes us.
Wish you all the best. Good luck, Danny.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Under the 101 after 12 darts. So it's Danny, so it's double 14. What a start.
The support base in here. It's a head-in-hands moment. Now that flight might just be in the way, but that's spot on from Danny Ayres. And fair play to him. Are we going to have a little bit of champagne? Oh, we are. Crack open the bubbly.
Lucky stopped. That is exceptional.
So, Danny Ayres qualifies with any win over Harry Ward, which would also qualify Derek Coulson. It would eliminate Harry Ward. Harry must win to stay in, and doing so 4-0 means the only method of elimination would be a 9-dart shootout, the same way that Derek Coulson can only be eliminated. Right, let's get into the action then, in the company of Keegan Brown and Matthew Edgar.
Well, before a dart was thrown this evening, the players would have taken a look at the group, and both Harry Ward and Danny Ayres must have looked at each other as the game to win. Ignore Derek Coulson. Derek Coulson at the moment appears to be in a world of his own. He averaged 107 to beat that man, Harry Ward, by 4-0 in the opening fixture. And with that in mind, it gives Danny Ayres this dream scenario where he can come to the hockey here in almost a knockout style, where if he beats Harry Ward, he's automatically through and the game against Derek Coulson is rendered irrelevant. However, if he is to lose to Harry Ward, then that game with Derek Coulson becomes very important, and he's got the uphill challenge of being the first and only person to have to beat Derek Coulson this week to be able to stay in the tournament. So it can be a dream scenario, but it can very quickly unravel.
And unravel indeed. Let's be honest, both players would know what their requirements are at this time before they've gone on that hockey. And without being disrespectful to Big H on his birthday, obviously Danny is now targeting this win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to recover, isn't it, when you go up there and you get beaten by 4-0. We know what these group scenarios are. You need a couple of points and a positive legs difference. That's the formula. When you lose 4-0, you're kind of hoping for favours elsewhere and other results. I suppose it's just quite good for Harry Ward that the person you would need favours from is Derek Coulson.
It's not a bad person to rely on favours, is it, in the world of darts? But darts, 45. I've always had the same opinion. There's nothing worse when you're weighing on results based on other people's performances. And I've always been a key performer. 180, bang on cue there from Danny. But yeah, it's one of them things where if you keep winning, nobody can chase you, can they? Nobody can stop you, and that's all Danny needs to do at the moment.
Well, you don't need to worry about permutations, do you, when you're picking up the results? You don't need to worry about your opponent when you're smacking in trebles like this. Danny Ayres already got my mind thinking of that 9-darter. We've been teased a few times this week. We've gone 7 in a couple of times. We've had the back-to-back 180s. But although I'm talking about a 9-darter, Danny Ayres is thinking of one thing, and that's the breaker throw, which right now is looking quite firmly in his hands.
59.
Or it was.
Big H now. Good 140. Definitely puts the pressure on. Needs to find the trouble you find.
60. Danny require 122.
Be looking over at the 18s here, you feel, Danny Ayres. 4 18s would leave the bullseye. Bullseye it is. To add his name to the roll of honour this evening of people who've been popping in Tumplers checkouts. He had a look over to see where Harry Ward was.
Require 160.
Just to see if he needed to attack the ball, and he did.
Big H now. Lucky not to get the second treble 20 there. So he's 80 left. Should stay there.
100. Danny require 25.
Choices. Chooses the double 10. Doesn't find the double 10. And a leg that's been
60.
dominating in the scoring phase by Danny Ayres could be going back to that old expression. Scoring for show.
Game
doubles for go.
Harry Ward. Second leg, Danny to
would be a
first.
word to describe that leg there from Harry Ward. Just stuck to the task. Didn't get flustered. Didn't just start throwing darts away like we've seen people do. Just stuck
100.
to it. Thought if an opportunity arises, I need to be in a position to strike.
And that's all you want to do in darts, isn't it? It's just the fact that you give yourself... it doesn't matter if the opponent's 140, 240, 300 in front of you. Just keep playing. Just keep playing. Keep putting it along. And give yourself that opportunity, because you never know when it's going to arise.
How many times do we see the very best players in the world miss 6 darts or 9 darts in a leg and open the opportunity? The worst thing is if your opponent misses 3 darts
60.
at a double and you've not even got a shot or a chance to try and jump in and take that opportunity.
I think, from my personal perspective, I think
60
with Danny going 5 darts deep into that 9 dart, I think that's put him off.
yeah, the mind would have wandered, wouldn't it? The focus would have changed. Because the 2 darts were sat beautiful,
41.
wasn't there? There was that upright angle, nice and high in the bed. Plenty of space to play into. Can just change the focus a little bit, can't it?
140.
His first leg, and it does, like, because you think, what a start? And then all of a sudden, you find yourself, 181 after 6. You're thinking, this is brilliant. And then it's the 60s. Then it's the 59s.
60.
And they're the things that
Danny require 141.
become very critical in this situation.
Well, I think the best bit of information to back up your case would have been those stats a few years ago when everyone who was hitting a 9-darter went on to lose the match.
101.
And that is a ridiculous stat right there. Nice little ton here from H.
60.
Lucky not
Danny
to get it.
require 40.
But I think this would be a good little nerve settler for Danny.
Game shot on the second.
Nice good darts
Danny.
there from Danny.
Third leg, Harry to throw first. Game on.
You're Danny Ayres right now. You've just got to think of all the positives. Yes, you lost the opening leg, but it was in your hands. You was in control. He is outscoring and outplaying
96.
Harry Ward right now, despite the fact it's a level game.
Yeah, massive. But there's a 15-point deficiency, between both players, and to be fair, Danny's just unlucky not to go 2-0 up. But we see there's a big gap, isn't there?
Yeah, and if this was a long format game, you'd suggest something needed to change quickly, or else Harry Ward's going to get blown away in this one. But in a short format game where Harry Ward has got the throw, we've seen games like this be won by the player throwing the lower average. The beauty of the Super Series, the beauty of the format. Also, the thing the players hate the format for.
96.
That's why it makes this format so exciting, doesn't it? Where, we saw in that game before where one player was winning, and all of a sudden it took an 11-dart
133.
break throw to then all of a sudden just blew the match into a different perspective.
That's why I love a Saturday night so much. That's why I love Champions Week. Because when that prize money's there, when the players have got that sort of big carrot
125. Danny
dangling
require
in front of them and
132.
the pressure's higher, this format makes drama.
Makes perfect drama.
92. Harry require 84.
Danny Ayres is there ready to strike once again on the Harry Ward throw. Should Harry Ward not be able to take this, he was checking and hoping that one was in the treble. That one is double 11. Making sure. Lovely area of the board this is.
James on the
It's a
third.
lovely area of the board for Harry Ward. Danny Ayres
Fourth leg, Danny
could
to
be
throw
forgiven
first.
if he's
Game on.
starting to get a little bit frustrated here. Averaging 113 points more than his opponent, and he is losing.
58.
And this is where you just have to remain positive, isn't it? Where you have to remember you're playing someone that's won a Pro Tour in Harry Ward right now, and Harry knows what to do at the right times. He's played on all forms. He's played at the World Championships. He knows what to do at that time where that 84. He knew he was
41.
either going to have one dart at double 11 or one dart at the bullseye.
The main thing is he knew he was
46.
getting an opportunity. He's playing well enough to get a chance against a player averaging a ton.
And that's why I said a couple of legs ago, it's all about just sticking with the player.
100.
Give yourself a chance. Doesn't matter what chance you give you, as long as you give yourself a chance.
And fair play to Harry Ward, because he got blown away, didn't he, in that opening game against Derek Coulson. He
58.
barely landed a glove. And that was just due to the brilliance of Derek Coulson. 107 average, 130 checkout to win the match, 124 checkout along the way. He well and truly had the
92.
stuffing beaten out of him, and he hasn't had long to recover from that. It's literally just one game and straight back to the hockey. Can you put it right?
And so far, H is doing good. He can't really, he's Probably about
60.
7 points of where he was throwing in the first match, but he's doing the right things at the right time. And we always say with darts, it's all about the timing.
It's gameplay, isn't it? Match play.
I'm surprised H didn't start using the 25 route there to set the
59.
shot up.
Danny, you require 114.
Well, what we do have now is 6 darts here for Danny Ayres. This doesn't need to go, but it might.
94.
It's a freebie opportunity. Becomes a setup play. We'll return with 3 darts in hand to level things up.
83. Danny, you require 20.
You think it has to go now, and it does.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Danny Ayres.
Level we go, 2 apiece.
Fifth
Time
leg,
is
Harry
running out
to
for Danny
throw
Ayres,
first.
despite the fact he's
Come on.
outperformed Harry Ward for the majority of this game. Short format, we're already halfway through. He's only got 2 more opportunities to find a break, and he does need to break if he is going to win this game.
174.
Harry Ward just needs 2 holds, and that's the way to kick things off. A maximum visit there for Harry Ward to stamp some authority on this leg.
134.
And that's what you need, isn't it? We all said darts is all about timing. And at the moment, you have to say the timing is definitely with this young man right here.
60.
Well, he was such a young man, wasn't he? He told us he got ID'd for a can of energy drink today. That's quite a good thing at the age of 29, I suppose.
100.
It's not bad at all, is it?
It's inviting, isn't it? Beautifully sat on the top wire, slightly upright. You just knew that Harry Ward would have been expecting to fill that one up, and he did.
And let's be honest, he could have closed his eyes, but Danny it. Oh, superb. Puts the pressure back on Big H. So we're looking at 51. So it'll be 20 for the bullseye. So it's going to be double 5 to go 3-2 up. Oh, superb there from the birthday boy.
Danny Ayres laid down the challenge. He was on a finish after 9. Harry Ward, though, a 12 dart out, keeping up that 100% record on the outer ring.
45.
This is just an absolute exhibition of match play here by Harry Ward. He's forever been 10, 15, 20 points behind on the averages, but has never looked in danger of losing the match.
Not in a million years. And, you know, Matt, playing professional darts, there's nothing worse when you know you should be winning, but your opponent is just clinical. And I think that is the word, it's clinical on the finishing. And sometimes you just go, do you know what? I was being by the better man.
You then start to hope a little bit, don't you? Just give me a chance. Just miss one thing and I'm having you.
So you see there, that was the first time where Danny actually spoke, because he knew the importance. Come on, I need a treble. I need to find that treble last night, and he did. So he has opened the door back up for himself, but he needs H not to find something here. So all of a sudden, the seesaw has now gone back to the favour of Danny.
Well, when he was speaking earlier in the interview with Henry Deacon, he said that he loves a challenge.
100.
Straight from the horse's mouth. This is a challenge right now. There's one thing to stand there and say you love it, but there's another one to live it and breathe it. And right now, I agree with him. I think he loves the challenge.
55. Danny, you require 156.
So it's 6 darts here for this 156. Needs to find another treble. I think that's good pay. Get below 100, and you know it's only 1 treble for the double. But H here, 140 could change a lot. We're over in ton. Yeah, that's good darts.
Gave himself
Danny
the 2 dart out
96.
here, hasn't he, Danny Ayres? Also gives himself the double-double option should he need it. That looks a bit blocked. Double-double option tried to come into play. And now, regardless of what happens here, there's nothing he can do to
40.
stop Big H from having the chance
Harry
to win this
require
match, where he
109.
only needs 1 treble. to get a poke at the win.
And it is, so it's 1 dart, a double 18.
91.
Danny Ayres was nodding along because he thought he'd seen
Danny,
it
you
before.
require
He was
56.
going on anything we've seen already from Big H. We'd have expected it too. The first missed dart at a double.
Game shot on the 6 left.
Squeezes
Danny
that
Ayres.
one into the right-hand corner. They all count the same. You don't have to hit it bang in the middle. You just have to hit the
7 for 5
target.
leg, Harry to front
Danny
first.
Ayres takes
Game on.
us the distance. I do believe they are going to be words I may be saying quite a lot this evening.
You know, we say averages don't really
95.
mean a lot. It just gives you quite a bit of a snippet to how the players are playing. And, you know, if you look at Danny's average, and he's just shy, well, just above the 93 mark.
96.
And when you think it logically, Matt, his last 2 winning darts were 20. And you think that's how well he's had to play on the Harry Ward throw just to try to enforce an
100.
error. And Big H just keeps rolling back the years.
Both players finding the 1 treble shots. If that continues, Harry Ward will get first poke to win this match.
Should be looking at treble 20 to leave 170.
96.
But once again, it's just over the 100. Well, 99 in front. Needs to find a treble quick.
59.
So you feel Big H, this is a golden opportunity.
How would he love a 140 right now? That would have been the thought going through his mind before he got there. Can you rescue it?
100.
Big last start. He's found a treble with every visit so far. When you're throwing first in a last leg shootout, that is textbook. It's sort of how you'd play it in your mind. Just get a treble, force them to hit 2.
94.
It's like I said in the previous match.
Harry, you require 110.
It's just keep making sure the dart is straight. What way is he going? So it's 1 dart at double 16.
Game shot and a match.
Beautiful.
Harry Ward.
Sensational finishing there from Harry Ward. And what a recovery from him. He came up on the stage in the opening game and went down by 4 legs to 0 to Derek Coulson. He was in trouble. He needed to come up and hit big against Danny Ayres, a man who's in form right now. A man who came out and laid it up to him. But Big H gets the win. He's still in contention. And we'll be watching Danny Ayres versus Coulson later on. But before that, we've got Radek Sagansky, Oliver Mitchell.
Welcome the TMG Worthing Academy to the Modus Live Lounge. The young prospects paving the future of darts. With the unforgettable experience of meeting the players and throwing on the Live Lounge stage.
I want to give everyone go mental for these three people. They have thrown amazing darts.
100. So the game on that one is to Owen. Well done, Archie. $99. Game to Ben. $58. Aussie. Ben. Aussie. It's Archie.
Think your academy would enjoy the full Live Lounge experience? Get in touch and email superseries@motorsports.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
And that is tonight's academy that are in. It is the Heath Hayes Darts Academy. Joined their evening at the Live Lounge. They've enjoyed 9 dart challenges against Derek Coulson, and they're enjoying a night here at the Arrows. Just a reminder, that email address again, it is superseries@motorsports.com. If you run an academy or your child is a part of an academy and you want to have the full Live Lounge experience, it is superseries@motorsports.com. And you can have a night as enjoyable as the one that they're having this evening. And they've been treated to a really good night. We didn't think it would disappoint, and it hasn't done so far. Harry Ward needed to win his previous match against Danny Ayres. He's done so by a 4-3 scoreline. So Danny Ayres is now the player on the scrap heap, and he takes on Derek Coulson in Game 5. Our next match is a meeting between Radek Zagansky and Oliver Mitchell, a game which, if Zagansky wins, he qualifies. If Oliver Mitchell wins, then Jensen Walker is in a heap of trouble. Let's hear then from Oliver Mitchell. I caught up with him earlier on this evening. Oliver, could you have believed that your debut here at the Super Series has gone as well as it has done so far?
No, I think I'm really happy where I am. I'm really happy where my game is. I'm really happy to be on finals night and be with other lads. Really enjoyable.
At first, it was a case of kind of winning your way in. Did yesterday we see the best, maybe on a bit more of a consistent basis?
I think I probably played better on the day before, but I'd say I tailed off a bit. But consistency-wise, I think I've been quite solid.
Into tonight, how are you treating this evening? Because there's a lot of very good players in there. You yourself, of course, are one as well. But because of the likes of Coulson, because of the likes of Ayres that are in there, can you go under the radar a little bit?
Yeah, I think you can go under the radar. I'm someone new. People are looking at the big names to win. If I can sneak in and get somewhere near, that'd be amazing.
Before you walked into the building, this was objective number 1, wasn't it, to get to tonight? How much are you relishing now you are here to go out there in front of a decent-sized crowd and really show what you're capable of?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest. Like I say, the lads in the back room, I know them all through challenge tours and through seeing them before and speaking to them, so they're all a really nice set of lads, and it's enjoyable to be here with them and share a night of darts and let the best man win.
You've picked up the British Classic in the WDF system, but what would winning one of these tonight mean to you, shall I say?
I think to win one tonight, to win a weekly move of the Super Series, I think that'll be like the next best thing I've done. It would be up there on my list of things to win this year.
Right, we wish you all the very best. Good luck tonight, Oliver.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
To take us all the way, they only need the 3. Does only need the 3. That's his third Tub Plus checkout of the day. And
easier to be the hunter rather than be the hunted.
Back-to-back Tub Plus checkouts. The double top goes. Another. Bullseye for the 164. What a start!
On the first lap.
What a start from Oliver Mitchell. The 164 goes, and that hits Harry Ward exactly where it hurts. So Radek Zagansky guarantees qualification and tops the group with victory over Oliver Mitchell. With 3 legs, Radek Zagansky can only be eliminated in a 9-dart shootout. As to Oliver Mitchell, he can guarantee qualification with a 4-0 or 4-1 victory over Radek Zagansky, whilst a win for the poll would mean that Oliver Mitchell versus Jensen Walker is a straight shootout for qualification. So those are the I's dotted and the T's crossed as we enter game 4 of the night in the company of Keegan and Matt.
Well, one player's been on the stage, that's that man, Radek Zagansky. He managed to turn it around from 3-1 down against a previous Super Series champion in Jensen Walker. That got him a couple of points on the board already and puts him in a good position here, going up against the man from Scarborough on his debut. Oliver Mitchell played down his chances of what he expected here. He was telling us in his interviews during his Group C campaign that he's just happy to be here and he hasn't really set any goals or expectations, but I'm not sure I fully believed him when he was taking that commute down from Scarborough, the 5.5-hour journey. I think he was thinking of this very moment, playing here on a Saturday night, and he can guarantee his qualification through to the semi-final with a 4-0 or a 4-1 victory here against Radek Zagansky. However, this will feel a little bit different tonight, won't it, for Oliver Mitchell? Being here, yes, he's playing against the same level of quality of player of which he has across the last couple of days. But one of the things he was very keen to say was he hasn't had a lot of stage experience. Certainly not in this sort of very close, intimate venue. I used the expression earlier, he's green as grass, which can be a positive. Ignorance can sometimes be bliss. What do we say, Keegan? Is it a benefit to have been on the stage already, like Radek Zagansky, especially when it's a positive one, beating Jensen Walker, or is it good because Scott Mitchell, I'm doing what Henry did now,
60.
Oliver Mitchell, has been able to sit backstage, watch the action unfold, be in and amongst it, and just waiting for his opportunity?
I think with
96.
He's probably waiting for his opportunity, I'd find, because, tonight is always the type of night when it always reminds me of, Wednesday afternoon or the double session of both the Fridays where people will be looking at tables, people will be working out what they need to do, and sometimes it's just, just
96.
Stay in the background, focus on your game, and, just go up there as such. So I think actually Oliver's got the
59.
I think he's had the best draw tonight.
Well, one thing we've learnt about Oliver Mitchell is the lack of experience doesn't stop him delivering quality. We've seen quality from him in the Group C campaign, and I'm going back to that British Classic title of which
59.
he picked up. I mean, he beat Mitchell Lawrie in the final. Mitchell Lawrie is a player who is destined for huge things within this sport. He averaged 105 in the quarterfinals,
140.
showing that experience can be a benefit, but it's not an essential.
Yeah, and let's be honest, he does hail from the Yorkshire area, and
100.
they do produce very good dart players, don't they?
Well, you're someone who's been in and around the county scene for a while. How many years have Yorkshire dominated the county circuit?
There you go.
42. What do you require? 150.
Obviously, qualifying from the ADC route, to be playing Yorkshire's best day in, 9-10, night out, it takes some doing, and for him to be here and maybe underpinning it, saying, well, it is what it is, but no, I think he's playing it quite sensibly, 85. Where sometimes when you let your expectations a lot lower, then when it it pays off, it's a nice feeling.
29.
And then we've got the flip side that sometimes expectations are a little bit higher, 65. But we just don't want to tell people. I believe that's a little bit more like Oliver Mitchell.
Could be right there.
On the first leg.
17 darter, break of throat. Kicks off the Saturday campaign there.
Second leg,
for Oliver
Oliver to
Mitchell.
throw first. Game on.
That won't worry Radek though, will it? Losing that opening leg. He was 3-1 down to Jensen Walker and was able to turn that around. And that was a rampant Jensen Walker as well. Going having sub-15 dart legs to take that lead. That recent positive experience. You can draw on that, can't you? And it's sort of... You can be 3-0 down and you don't feel any pressure because you just, for some reason, but I can turn this around.
And it's the weirdest feeling, isn't it, where all of a sudden you just relax. And we all know when you relax, you play your best darts. And he did really well. And it was that 11 darter, wasn't it, against Jensen that flipped that match upside down and back to front.
57.
We see that Oliver's got quite a good stance there, quite wide of the hockey. Perfect.
180.
An unusual little quirk there within the action, isn't it? But working for him right now. But you do feel there needs to be a lot of timing within this throw.
Oliver, you require 47.
Which also means he needs to have a very relaxed arm. Got choices here.
Game
Straight for it. That's a confident man right there. Some people may have stepped back, looked at some splits, looked at the scoreboard and thought, I've got time. He goes, no, they're all the same size. I'll just pop in the 9-9 and take a 2-0 lead.
Let's be honest, he got out on 17 and 12.
140.
Just over the 100 mark. And let's be honest, it's not a bad start for a Saturday night, is it?
I'll take it.
180.
He knows. He knows. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he, Matt?
Yeah, he's getting a bit of swagger about him right now, isn't he? And you need that. You need that confidence. You need that swag. You need that belief. And why would you not be believing? Back-to-back 180s. We've said we've been teased. We've been tormented with the possibility of a 9-darter.
140.
Could get one here on a Saturday night.
Here we go. So it's 141 for Mitchell. That's unlucky.
He was thinking about it. The mind had wandered. Now it's back to business
58.
for Oliver Mitchell.
Radek, you require
Get the
161.
leg one. Break the Skogansky throw. Because he's going to be there to pounce despite the maximum's being hit against him.
60.
So you'd be looking
Oliver,
at the 51
83.
route for double 16 for the Yorkshireman. Do you potentially miscounted?
Game shot on the third leg. Oliver Mitchell.
We're both a little puzzled. I mean, he's
Fourth leg, Oliver
eliminated
to
the
throw
possibility of the
Come
bullseye
on.
finish, I suppose, if he'd gone single 17, single 16 bull, so he's done it the opposite way round. Okay, I can get on board, especially when you're averaging 109.98. I'm not going to argue with you.
Surely.
180.
Again, your money's worth from a Yorkshireman tonight.
Well, we pretty much
140.
promised you at the start of the show you will not be disappointed tonight with the standard and the levels and the quality of which you are going to be watching upon that dartboard. Look at him go again. The last leg, back-to-back 180s. This time tries to
137.
change the method. But the mathematics are very simple here. It's a race to 4 legs and he is motoring towards it. Radek Skogansky's playing his part. It's just the fact that Oliver Mitchell is a fraction under the record average of the Super Series.
This is unbelievable, isn't it? What a start this is for Mitchell.
105.
You would need a 140 here.
100.
That's unlucky. And
Oliver, you require 79.
so 79. It's surely not for the ball.
More traditional. The darter tops.
He's 3 from 4 on the doubles.
39.
Radek
you
Skiganski,
require
despite these great
121.
darts from Mitchell, has got a chance here to break the throw.
Looking at treble 17.
97.
So Mitchell it for a
Oliver, you require
13
40.
dart holder throw to claim the match 4-0.
And claiming the match 4-0 he does. He didn't put a single foot wrong during the entirety of that game. Oliver Mitchell, on debut, qualifies for the semi-finals at the earliest possibility of doing so. He came here in Group C, he dominated that, picking up the title there, and he has won by 4 legs to 0 with a monstrous average of 107.36. 4 maximums helping him get over the line there. Danny Ayres takes on Derek Colson next.
Well, Oliver Mitchell did not take long, did he, to book his place into the semi-finals. A 4-0 victory over Radek Skiganski, booking his place in the Final Four. Some performance it was as well. For the second time tonight, we see a player averaging in excess of 107. 107.36 the end average there for Oliver Mitchell. 4 from 8, 50% in terms of his finishing, 4 180s. There was not much not to like about that performance. We said before dart was thrown, he could be a player to go under the radar. Well, he has certainly brought himself to the forefront now. So 2 more games to go in the group stage here tonight. And if you said Danny Ayres against Derek Coulson was, for example, an ADT Global Championship final, a Lakeside final, a final on any big stage on the amateur circuit this year, you would say it would be a treat. And we've got them in the group stages, the preliminary stages on this Saturday night of a qualifying week. And for Danny Ayres, it is a case of now or never as far as his week is concerned. Derek Coulson has qualified for the semi-finals and will top the group by winning 2 legs against Danny Ayres. As for Ayres, he's eliminated with a loss here, though will qualify with any win at the expense of Harry Ward's. Danny Ayres would also top the group with a 4-0 or 4-1 win. So those are the permutations. Game 5 of our night is going to be watched by Matthew Edgar and Keegan Brown.
Thank you, Henry. Yeah, so to keep things really simple and give you a visualization into what you're watching here, just imagine that Derek Coulson is Harry Ward and the winner of that goes through. That's the easiest way to imagine the permutations.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Danny to throw first. Get on.
I don't know what to say to that.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, probably trying to imagine Harry Ward as Derek Coulson. Yeah, I can imagine it's quite tricky. But if you're Harry Ward, you've got a very invested interest in this, and it's going to dictate your night, whether you're still playing or you're not. Do you sit down and watch? Do you practice? Because you might be playing in a semi-final. The last thing you want to do is get caught out cold. But then you open yourself up for the potential disappointment. Or do you just sit back and go, Derek Coulson has played 16 games of darts this
57.
week and barely lost a leg.
And it'd be Murphy's Law that he'll lose this one.
That sort of thing that happened to me, that.
If it was going to happen, it happened to someone, wouldn't it? No, it's one of them situations where, as a dart player, it's, like we said earlier, it's nothing worse knowing that your fate is in the hands of 2 other dart players, because you can't do nothing about it, can you? Let's be honest. And, you know, if I was Harry, the only positive that I would take from tonight, so, well, him bouncing back really well, but it took over 107 average from Derek Coulson to stop him.
Does the break that Derek Coulson's had potentially cause a bit of a problem? Because he played in game 1 around about 7:45. This has been a sizable break, about an hour and a half until we've seen him recently play.
You know, let's be honest, he's played the challenge tools. You know, and I think that's going to work in his favour. He's played the challenge tools. He's played obviously the Pro Tools this year, and you know, you don't just
45.
go back on, do you? As you know, Matt.
Danny, you require 160.
I think he's getting used to. There's a bit of weight in between darts.
A superb point that has good validity
60.
to answer the question with. Those challenge tours are brutal days. So much so that they are being looked at and revised at the moment, aren't they, in regards to the formats? Because 12 plus hours, aren't they? Those, some of those days, if you're in it from start to
Danny,
finish.
you require 100.
Needs to be careful not to glaze into the treble 28. So you played it safe there.
$136.
There's a tap on the shoulder. Does Danny Ayres know that no mistakes can be made here, or his throw will be in trouble?
Game shot on the first leg. Danny Ayres.
Not the same levels
Second
we've
leg,
seen from Derek Coulson for the rest of the week, where it is only just one leg. Danny Ayres will be quite thankful. I can tell you one thing, he won't be winning many legs in 20 darts against this man.
No, that is for sure. I think maybe Derek's probably got his eye back in off that first leg, because like you said, there is that sort of period where you're in a back room or at any sort of darts event where you haven't got a bit of time, and sometimes
57.
That's when you start thinking about things and whatnot, and sometimes it does take you a good leg to get back into the swing of things.
Noticing the darts just landing a little bit funny at times as well for Derek Coulson in this game. Now he does have a system, doesn't he, of which he is using here with his throw. Grips the dart towards the point, which means the dart's going to travel faster to the board, tighter arc, and with that, a lot of the time, a smaller flight will benefit. But these are beyond small. These are a tri-fin, rather than the traditional 4-fin flight, which means it's going to travel through the air quicker, but it's also going to be a little bit less stable. And with that, your throw has to be reliable and consistent. Because you can see there as well, very small. But that's the benefit. That first dart going above, and you can still hit under. It's almost like a neutral dart, isn't it? Where you can play up or down.
100%. And what a start. Is he going to stay there? And yes, it was one dart, a double 10. Oh, absolutely superb there from Danny. Not 128. Now he means business.
And if you're Harry Ward right now in the back room, waiting for a Derek Coulson win to put yourself through to the semi-finals, now's the time to panic. Because Danny Ayres, that was for a breaker throw.
Not the sort of happy birthday
42.
present that H was wishing for.
He'll be blowing out his candles right now, won't he? Making a wish. And he'll be wishing that Derek Coulson can start to find the form that he's shown in match number 1 when he averaged 107.
Yeah, we see that Derek giving that shot the respect that it needed. Like we alluded to earlier, he's, he reminds me of Jim Long. He's definitely a gentleman of the game.
100.
Just enjoys good darts, doesn't he? He enjoys being in the battle. He appreciates the quality.
44.
This is where Danny doesn't really want to go off the boil as such. You cannot give this man a sniff, can you?
91.
It's a good play there to leave the big fish.
And a lot of work to do for Danny just to get down to a finish here. And he's not going to be able to from this point. So Derek Coulson guaranteed 6 darts, and all the hard work Danny Ayres just did with that 1-8 checkout and a 12-dart leg could be undone within seconds.
First one's in, looking for a second. That's fantastic darts there to leave 36.
$93. Derek, you require 36.
Is it going to be a friend or a foe? Oh, what a dart.
Derek Coulson.
Well, again, we go back to the system of which he's using as pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses, and one of the strengths there is exactly that.
Game on.
You're never really blocking the target. And that breaker throw that Danny Ayres worked so hard to get, it's now gone. However, he still has the advantage that Derek has to break him again.
$39.
It's all been a bit downhill, hasn't it, since that 1-8 finish for Danny Ayres?
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Where
140.
It's one of the things when you have to play well to keep on top of your opponent, and you take the finish out and you think this is right, this is going to settle me down, and there's nothing worse where they then break you on your throw. And obviously Derek's doing what Derek does now.
Well, you knew the performance was going to come from Derek Coulson. He was never going to continue playing how he did in the opening couple of legs. You've got to capitalise early.
140. Derek, you require
Big
81.
tower trebles there for Danny Ayres. Doesn't get him down to a finish, and Derek Coulson with time to bring us level.
So it's two darts at double 12. At double 6 over the other side of the board.
69.
Well, double 6 doesn't have a nice breakdown, but it's a lovely section of the board.
Might look at the 25 when he does.
90. Derek, you
If he
require
comes
12.
back, he knows it's just one treble for one double. But of course it is.
Game
Absolutely
shot on the
solid.
board.
13 dart holder throw.
Fifth leg, Danny to throw
This is where Danny needs to get back on the horse. He's still got the advantage of throw. 2 legs to go for him to book himself a place in the semi-finals. But Harry Ward, he's going through a roller coaster in the back room. It's not just what we're watching here on the stage. At 2-0 down, he probably would have put the darts down and sat and watched the screen thinking this is done. And now he's probably doesn't know where to pick his darts up and practice or see the
57.
conclusion of this match.
Yeah, that's the beauty, isn't it, of this format where all of a sudden you start the match at best of 7 and now it comes to a proper pub slog,
42.
as I call it, best of 3 stuff.
News of the world formats. Or Champion of Champions, as we now know.
$60.
Have you ever had a go at that? The old best of 3 tournament?
I did, yes.
97.
I've played in it twice, qualified from the island. I think the first time I lost to Paul Hogan in the quarterfinals. It was about the quarterfinals. And then the last time I played in it, I won match, and I thought, oh, this is right, it's a good sort of start. And then I played Lee Williams, and he went 12 and 11 against me.
Thanks for coming.
84.
Gone all the way down to Cardiff for my bank holiday, August bank holiday.
This is a nice little retro gaming centre there, so you've got something to do.
60.
Coulson wasn't able to do what he needed to do there, and that was find a treble to get himself down to a double, well, to a finish. Where Danny Ayres could be on a double after this shot.
98.
Gets himself down to something very gettable to keep the advantage of that throw.
Might look at the 18s.
100.
He's decided to stay there.
Danny, you require 80.
Oh, what an opportunity this is for Danny here. So this has got very similar patterns between Danny's match and Harry's match. Well, Danny's just doing enough.
60.
And obviously Derek's just there
Derek,
waiting
you
for the
require
chance.
84.
And here is the chance. This is where Derek Coulson offers the punishment on a regular basis. We'll look at the 14 corridor. He misses the 14 corridor. I did not see that coming.
You can guarantee that Harry's back in the back room right now saying, didn't do that against me.
Oh, 100%.
Danny, you require 20.
The bitterness is strong in us dart players.
$10.
Golden
Derek, you require
opportunity
53.
has come and gone there for Danny Ayres. Is this the time that Derek Coulson delivers the punishment? 2 darts at tops.
Game shot on the fifth
Only
leg.
needs
Derek
the
Coulson.
one. In reflection, if Danny Ayres is not to qualify, he's going to look back at that leg.
Sixth leg, Derek to
21
throw
darts
first.
with the throw,
Come on.
7 visits to the board. And he couldn't get the job done. And DC says, thank you very much, Harry Ward. Maybe that birthday wish is going to come true.
As much as we say, it was 21 darts there from
100.
Danny to try to win it on his throw, and when you think about it logically, the majority of Danny's winning legs have all been 20 darts this evening.
140.
Hasn't found that peak performance, has he? And by peak performance, I also mean the form line, because he came into this playing some exceptional stuff, and he was very, very good in that Group B campaign as well. But how many times do you come to a night like this and you feel like you need to do a bit more?
134.
When actually, if you keep doing the same thing, you'll be fine. You try and control it too much, don't you?
I think maybe, it sounds
140.
a bit odd, but maybe watching Harry lose 4-0 to Derek might have actually put him off his own game.
Possibly, yeah, absolutely. You can be lulled into a false sense of security.
57. Derek, you require 121.
That's 1-2-1 for Coulson. Be looking at the 11s. So it's double 14 to wrap it up. 4-2.
Game shot.
That's it. The end of the road for Danny Ayres. He had a couple of opportunities and was not able to take them, and Derek Coulson punishes the way that Derek Coulson does. The unbeaten run for Derek Coulson continues. 17 games played this week, 17 wins. He is unbeaten, 2 games away from another weekly title. He takes Harry Ward through to the semi-finals with him. We've got Oliver Mitchell and Jensen Walker to close the group stages.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break we saw Derek Coulson eliminate Danny Ayres of a 4-2 win. That'll send Harry Ward into the semi-finals alongside DC. But we're now about to see the final game in Group 2. This is how the permutations look. Jensen Walker must beat Oliver Mitchell to qualify. 4-0 or 4-1 will see him top the group. As for Oliver Mitchell, he is already qualified and will top the group with 2 legs. As for Radek Sagansky, he will qualify in second place with any win for Oliver Mitchell and is eliminated if Jensen Walker wins. So, those the permutations. This our final group stage match of the night. And in the commentary box, it is Keegan Brown and Matthew Edgar.
Thank you, Henry. One more game of the group stages to go. One more place in the semi-final lineup. And for Oliver Mitchell, this dream debut just continues to go. He's been on the stage already with a 4-0 success. But we've seen that story before, haven't we? Derek Coulson, 4-0 against Harry Ward, averaged 107, exactly the same as we saw from Oliver Mitchell. Then just took a couple of legs to get going when he came back to take on Danny Ayres. But you've got a bit of a theory in this one, don't you, Keith? You're expecting to see something special here from Jensen Walker.
Yeah, I think, Jensen was a bit unlucky in his first match. And,
first leg,
it's
Oliver
one of them
to
sort of
front
scenarios
first.
where
Come on.
when you come out playing either the first match of both groups, you're almost like setting the standard as such. And, I think maybe Jensen put a little bit too much pressure on himself because one minute he was enjoying it, the next minute he wasn't. And it was quite clearly that was the sort of stages. But I think he's had time to relax, get back on the practice board.
58.
And just think, do you know what? It is what it is now. Just go up there, play darts how I know how to play darts, and that's it.
He was 3-1 up, wasn't he, in that game with Radek Sagansky, the second match of the night before Radek turned it around and picked up a 4-3 victory. We could kind of pinpoint the moment as well in reflection, looking back, and it was that moment where he tried to be
58.
very deliberate, where he took the pace up the game, he checked that walk on to the oche and ended up missing those 3-match darts. Never really bounced back.
No, he didn't, unfortunately, and that is the thing about Saturday night, where
140
opportunities against good players are very far and in between, and Jensen knew that being in such a good state, he just couldn't unfortunately cross the line.
You tend to find the players that are very good at having those pauses are players that have a set within their throw. A sort of set aim. But think of Peter Wright as an example. Someone who has a set, an aim,
60.
where they are aiming sort of with the barrel, with the point. Someone like Jensen Walker's sort of aiming as he sees the arm going through. It's sort of aiming through peripherals. It's aiming looking at the movement of the arm, and that's where those little pauses don't quite work. That's where he plays with rhythm.
And that is the thing with Jensen's game. It's all about the rhythm, but double top here for Mitchell.
90.
And that's confidence, isn't it?
Jensen, you
His
require
opponent is on the
151.
finish, and he voted to go for treble 10.
119. Oliver, you
I will
require
say the
40.
board management hasn't been exceptional this week from all the players.
I'm still trying to get over that first up bullseye for 83.
35. Jensen,
That
you
was a much
require
simpler
32.
equation, but it didn't have the application for Oliver Mitchell. Come on, he says.
16.
He won't be happy,
Oliver, you require
as we
5.
can see. You don't need to have any guesses in how Jensen Walker's feeling.
I was very lucky not to hit the big 18 there.
1.
And all of a sudden feel that it's Jensen
Jensen, you
Walker's
require 16.
birthday if he's able to take this out. So it's 2 darts, a double full, chasing it now for 2 twos.
14. Oliver, you require 4.
21 darts thrown apiece in this leg, and we are yet to get to a conclusion.
Game
Till
shot on
now,
the first leg. Oliver Mitchell.
Oliver Mitchell, 22 dart holder throw. That was an
Second leg,
opportunity
Jensen to
there for
throw
Jensen.
first.
And if Jensen was feeling any sort of nerves or frustration, that's going to amplify when you miss chances like that.
Yeah, 100%.
140.
I'll be honest, I don't know how Jensen can throw his darts with that one dart that's always wobbling.
Well, there was theories, wasn't there, with players that use this all-in-one moulded system. And it was based on a few observations people had watching Luke Littler throw his darts, that
81.
he doesn't tighten them in fully because that helps promote the deflections. Or if you leave them just a tad loose in the threading, it'll just provide a little bit more flex and a little bit more wobble.
100.
It's a good time there for Mitchell.
That's the way the game's going, isn't it? Everyone looking for those little tiny advantages.
Yeah, Jensen wasn't very happy with that. With Oliver winning that previous leg.
60.
He looked like a child that's ran down the stairs on Christmas Day and found Santa hasn't been.
95.
But however, Jensen's put himself in a really good position at 90 after
43.
12 darts thrown.
Jensen, you require 90.
Looking at 16s, so it was one dart, double 12.
66.
To be fair, these are the sort of legs on your throw where, okay, your opponent's just a little bit behind you, but you want to take these out, don't you? Clean
57.
cut. First chance
Jensen,
finishes.
you require 24. Game show on the second leg. Jensen Walker.
It stamps authority, doesn't it? And that may be
Third leg,
just
Oliver to
lacking
throw
a little
first.
bit right
Game
now.
on.
A bit of conviction for Jensen Walker. Did say before he came here, didn't he, that there was a few little doubts in his mind about where his game was at the moment.
58.
He learnt a lot regardless of what happens here in terms of where his game is. It's pretty much there. And there's a lot of exciting things coming up on the horizon as well, isn't there? A lot of important tournaments, a lot of exciting tournaments.
180.
Pretty sure he's on the entry list, isn't he, to go to Las Vegas in a couple of weeks' time for the WWF World Masters.
The ball competition would be out there. Such
59.
A little bit hot in July, but nevertheless.
Well, we've always got air conditioning.
100.
He's just going to make sure he doesn't fall in the same trap as Adrian Lewis all those years ago, who earned his nickname in a casino in Las Vegas. If you're unfamiliar with the story, he won the jackpot, but was too young to be able to cash it out.
$57.
So Mitchell, a T-treble visit, but it's a bit of pressure on the 1-6 fault. He's found the first one. He has. That's perfect. You sort of know when that first dart goes in for Mitchell, you know it's going to be a 180.
51. Oliver, you require 108. Game show on the third leg.
That's the quality that Mitchell's been showing us throughout his Group C campaign and in his game earlier on this evening
Jensen
against
to throw
Gansky.
first. Game on.
And I do believe what we're seeing here is what I was describing earlier. I
27.
used the phrase green as grass, but ignorance is bliss, looking at Oliver Mitchell, where sometimes scar tissuing and negative experiences can play their part, where demons of the past can battle you on the hockey. And that's what it feels like with Jensen Walker right now. Jensen Walker is playing Jensen Walker.
Yeah, that you summed it up absolutely perfectly there. Where the old-fashioned saying is you don't play the play, you play the board. And unfortunately, in Jensen's case, the only person he's playing at the moment is himself. And You know, sometimes maybe
91.
he's put too much stress on the shoulders. But you can see there the throat of Jensen. Smooth as ever.
84.
Just got a habit of engaging that wrist in various different ways, various different releases. We can just see how it's sort of flicking off in different angles all the time, which suggests that things are just a little bit off in the delivery.
$60.
It's a good 60 there. Just unfortunately not to get anything more from it. But Mitchell, I like this weight. Looking to leave 100 or better. Yeah, that's good darts. Leave the ton.
84. Oliver, you require 100.
Well, this could be the moment that puts this game firmly in the hands of Oliver Mitchell. And he's going to get 2 darts to back up the tumblers check out of the previous leg.
Game shot on the 4th leg. Oliver Mitchell.
Both of them. First one, a beautiful marker there for Oliver Mitchell. Use it as a guide.
5th leg, Oliver to throw first. Game on.
Breaks the throw, a leg away, and will have the advantage of the throw in 2 of the 3 legs if it goes that way, which means Jensen Walker's in huge trouble.
Here's that.
Needs
to start finding it now. One thing I've noticed is
77.
Obviously Oliver is from Scarborough, and another Scarborough thrower in Graham Ushen. They both play with the same flight.
Yes. We've got another player from Scarborough next week as well, Sam Spivey. He'll be taking part at the Modus Super Series. I can't remember until recent times ever hearing of a dart player from Scarborough, and now we've got 3.
Wouldn't be a bad sort of pub team, wouldn't it? With both Oliver, Sam and Graham in it.
Yeah, I'll do the raffle. Get a trophy every season.
134. Oliver, you require 131.
1-3-1 here for Mitchell for the match. While you look for tops. Needs to be careful not for the flick.
91. Jensen, you require
maybe
150.
3 balls.
No, clarity of thought, sensible from Jensen Walker, but doesn't get the application, and he could be about to be going home back to Coventry. Look over to the family. He thinks it's all over. It is now. Jensen Walker was 3-1 up earlier on against Radek Sagansky and wasn't able to get the job done. He had the chance to come out here and save himself against the debutant Oliver Mitchell, but Oliver Mitchell's dream debut continues. He was the winner of Group C, and he is the winner of his group here tonight. He is through to the semi-final stage, which we'll be bringing you after the break.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the group stage has come to a close, and we've seen some high-profile casualties. A former series champion, Jensen Walker, and a man who finds himself in the top 4 of the Challenge Tour, Derek Daniers, both departing this evening. We said it was an evening littered with big names. We've already seen some big casualties. This is how the semi-final looks. Derek Coulson will take on Radek Zagansky, whilst Oliver Mitchell will take on Harry Ward for a spot in the final a little bit later on this evening. Matthew and Keegan are with us here in the Pluto TV studio on this Saturday night to look back at the action that we've seen so far. And look, we gave it the big billing and all the rest of it. Sometimes it can flatter to deceive, can't it, when we've got a field like this? But do you know what? Derek Coulson set the tone for everybody else. A great first performance, and the rest of the night so far has been sublime.
I was very confident giving it that billing tonight because I expected it to be exactly what we've seen so far. And I think there's still a lot more drama to come and a lot more quality. Everybody's really brought their best game tonight. It's been a fantastic watch. Derek Coulson continues to be impressive. He's now on a win of 17 in a row. And it's a case of he's broken records already. He could break more even further tonight.
Because if he wins his semi-final, Keegan, he will break a record that he currently has, but with a couple of other players, in terms of most matches won consecutively here at the Live Lounge. 17 is the record. If he gets the better of Zagansky, it's going to be 18 in a row. He's seemingly unstoppable right now.
Yeah, he is that, isn't he? You know, let's be honest. He's came out, 107.36 average in his first match. Okay, he got the job done, but he made it look a bit sloppy at times, but he was still around the 96 average. That takes some doing, that does.
He takes on Radek Zagansky in his semi-final. What does Radek got to do to compete with Derek? Because we've seen a little bit of good, a little bit of bad from him so far tonight.
Radek Zagansky's got one real asset in his game, and that's that double 16. He is amazing at that double 16. He's just got to get to it quick enough. How quick can he get down to that double 16? If he gets there, he will win legs. His checkout percentage on that is like no one else this week. However, the issue is going to be, can he score heavy enough to get down there? Because Derek Coulson's going to be down in around about 12 darts. He'll be down to a finish. So Zagansky's got to get that scoring power up if he's going to win this match.
As for Oliver Mitchell, just like Derek Coulson, came out the tracks quickly, 107 average, 4-0 win in next to no time at all.
Yeah, literally identical averages, weren't they? But yeah, he's playing underneath the radar, isn't he? He's, if I do this, I do that. But he's came out fine, hasn't he? Let's be honest. And even his last 3 legs there, against Jensen, he played really well, really thorough, and it was these sort of finishes, what I would call the bread and butter, where they were just going in 2 darts, 3 darts, perfect. So yeah, he's definitely put his name in the hat. That's what I'm going to say.
We mentioned a week that we covered a couple of years ago involving Wesley Plazier, and you had the likes of Andy Bolton in there, Cam Crabtree, John Henderson et al. It was a blockbuster week, but it was won by Adam Paxton, who at the time was kind of little known. Could Oliver Mitchell do something exactly the same this week?
Well, it was Paxton's debut, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
It's almost like a replicated story in some sense. Paxton came here saying he was the Super Series super fan, didn't he? And he's really enjoying the experience. Oliver Mitchell isn't saying that with his words, he's saying that with his face, because he's never stopped smiling the whole time he's been here. He's really enjoying it, and he's playing it down. I do not believe him anymore, what he is saying in these interviews. I think he's trying to play it down to relieve some pressure off himself. But I think deep down, he believes he can win this. He knows he can win it. We know he can win it. He's got the quality. Last 16 on a Pro Tour recently. You don't get off your board on a Pro Tour without being able to produce some serious quality. So he's coming here in good form as well. The players will be aware of him. He's a bit of an unknown quantity because he hasn't been around that long that we know how far he's going to go. And with that, it's a little bit edgy. You like to know what you're up against. It makes it a little bit easier.
As for the birthday boy, Harry Ward, has he been handed out a couple of birthday presents? The fact he's into the semi-finals.
Yeah, to be fair, we can't really argue too much about his performances because he took all the opportunities when he needed to against Danny, and that's the player that we know that we have to watch now with Harry Ward. And yeah, he played really well, and do you know what? Who's to say he's not had his birthday present and he's just about to run wild?
In terms of the players that didn't make it through, in particular Danny Ayres, was it a case of most other Saturdays he probably would have done enough, but he found himself wanting in a high-quality field tonight?
Look, whoever missed out tonight would be having the same conversation. It'd be same conversation, different faces, because we had to lose two. That was the inevitable nature of the night, and we was going to lose two quality players. They look like they're going to be sticking around to be watching the end of it, and why not? They're treated to an absolute special one here. Jensen Walker was very disappointed, though, when he came off the stage. He looked like he'd taken the defeat very, very hard. For Danny Ayres, he knows he was just in a quality night. He didn't come out on the right side of it. He'll live to fight another day. For me right now, though, the concern's a little bit on Jensen, because he seems to be taking the blows a little harder than before.
And is that partly because of what we mentioned at the beginning of the night in terms of a lot of people expect of Jensen Walker because of what he's done so young, whereas Danny's kind of in this free roll. Yes, he's in the form of his life, but it's come a little bit later. It's come a little bit under the radar. So, yes, he might have the odd disappointment here and there, but by and large, he's just riding off the crest of a wave right now.
Of course, and that's what we do as dart players. We ride the wave of the confidence, and that's what Danny's doing. And, you know, Jensen at the moment, he's just a bit unlucky where he's just the wrong side of the results, where, you know, maybe he's quite young in his career where he's just not learnt how to dust himself off a lot quicker at the moment. But these things come with experience. We can't rush raw talent like Jensen.
In terms of the semi-finals, because we've got two fantastic ones, the players that are back in action in a few moments' time. Look, it's going to be Derek Coulson to lose. We know that for a fact. But we spoke about what Sagansky can do. But what about this second semi-final here between Oliver Mitchell and Haywood? Now, these two went head-to-head in Group C on Thursday and Friday. In terms of their head-to-heads, they're hardly separable. Does that one feel like a little bit of a coin toss?
I think the advantage really is with Oliver Mitchell on this one. And when you've got a really tight game like this, it really comes down to little tiny wins. And he's got a big win in the sense that he's won that group. He's earned the right to throw first in the semi-final. He's got to come out and command that throw early.
Just quickly, in the terms of the first semi-final, Keegan, is it a case of Radek having to keep pace with Derek Coulson?
Yeah, he needs to come out the blocks quicker than a greyhound, you know, let's put it that way. He needs to tap the board early, make sure that every double's like the double 16, and that's the vision of him winning.
Right, we better get it on, gents. Thank you very much. Time for the semi-finals as Derek Coulson looks to create a little bit of history here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. For the second time, he finds himself on 17 consecutive victories here. A win in this match against Radek Sagansky would put him into yet another final, would give him an opportunity to complete a second unbeaten week, but it would be 18 games without defeat, another Live Lounge record outright for DC.
Looking at the 11s. So it's double 14 to wrap it up, 4-2.
That's it. The end of the road. He finds it to leave him on his favourite, and he pings it again. What a turnaround that was from Radek Sagansky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Modus Super Series here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth! Series 14, Week 7, semi-final time. Would you please welcome a history maker becoming the first man to go 15 out of 15 in Group A, DC, Derek Coulson, and a former Players' Championship winner, the Rapid Radek Sagansky!
So here we go then, Derek Coulson looking for an 18th consecutive victory. It would be another moment of history for that wonderful Welshman here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. But he has got a granite pole in his way in Radek Sagansky. It's semi-final number 1 in the company of Keegan Brown and Matthew Edgar.
This to me feels like one of those games and one of those scenarios where we look at things very, very differently to how a player does. Derek Coulson, the dart player,
will not be worried too much about the fact that he's gone 15 from 15. He'll not be thinking about the fact he could go 18 from 18 and break another record. All he'll be thinking about is, can I get my 6th weekly title and get another crack at the £25,000? Because Derek Coulson is a serial winner, but doesn't have his name on the big one in this building, and that will irritate him more than being on a whiteboard in the commentary box for having certain records. He wants that £25,000 in the bank. However, to get there, he's got to go past this man. A Pro Tour winner. A weekly winner here at the Super Series in his own right, looking to get himself on the board to be one of 18 players so far who have won multiple titles here at the Super Series. And we were sort of looking at where he could get this win. And if he can get that scoring power up and get himself to that favoured double 16 quickly, he is going to be a threat, because his checkout percentage tonight has been fantastic.
And it has been there, hasn't it? And to be fair, Derek looked a bit ropey when he came out for his second stage Greek match. And Radek there would have been looking at it thinking, do you know what? If he does that during this match, who's to say I can't beat him?
First leg, Derek to
and ruin the streak.
Come on.
All streaks get broken at some point. Ask The Undertaker. Yes, that's the first wrestling reference of the evening. You knew I wasn't going to go the whole night without one.
81.
I actually thought you was talking about Nigel Hayden then, but...
That's the second time Nigel Hayden's been mentioned this week as well.
60.
The legendary Undertaker from Leamington Spa. Imagine Nigel Hayden at the Super Series. That's something we haven't seen yet. Still a handy player, isn't he, playing on the county circuit?
100.
He's always solid, very consistent player, and let's be honest, he always remember him missing them couple of darts, didn't he, to beat Adrian Lewis in the first round.
Yep. Could have stopped the back-to-back world champion happening for Jackpot.
Could have potentially played in Wingate.
Well,
140.
Logic would say that if he beat Adrian Lewis, he'd gone on to win the world championship like Adrian did, and he'd have been world champion Nigel Hayden.
140.
Going back to the action here at the Modus Super Series, where Derek Coulson's just doing what Derek Coulson does, isn't he? He just finds his like being at home practicing.
He's so reliable. He's
60.
like playing one of those dart bots.
A very, very good dart ball, I must add.
Yeah, he's like level 9, isn't he, of dart bot.
Derek, you require 120.
So it's going to be Shanghai. We want to see the ladder shot it. And that is a perfect light. Oh, superb. So it's double top for Shanghai.
100. Radek, you require 101.
Well, you're about to see one of those interesting breakdowns that he uses to try and get himself to his favourite double 16.
60. Derek, you require 20.
So Derek here. 2 10s. Taking his time a little bit. He knows what he needs. He needs 2 double 10. Kiss off the barrel.
Not that side.
Game showing the first leg.
Coming off the flight.
Derek Coulson.
Regardless, he's done the job and he's got the first leg on the board.
Second leg, Radek to throw first.
Radetzky is continuing with that plan. Get to double 16 as fast as I can. However, he's going to have to be quicker than 16 darts, because that was the pace of that leg. It would have taken him 16 darts to get to his favourite double. Against Derek Coulson, it's got to be quicker.
91.
This is where Coulson will be targeting this throw between 12 and 15 darts to break.
100.
Let's be honest, Matt. You know, we're dart players. We've been fortunate to play with the best in the world. And why is it always the last dart that hurts the most?
Oh, it does hurt more. Absolutely, it does hurt more. Because you just start to feel like you're going to get an opportunity. You get a little bit
41.
of hope, and then it's snatched away from you.
You always think like dart 1 and dart 2 you can live with, but it's always like you said, it's that sort of hope, and then all of a sudden, bang, it's gone.
83.
Well, this game could be bang and gone very quickly if Radek Skianski doesn't get his scoring boots on very quickly, because his throw's in trouble here.
140.
Big visit there to get himself down to a
147.
finish. He is still behind the throw, despite the fact he's thrown 12 to 9.
Should be going back up to the treble 20s. 2 treble 20s will leave double full.
40. Radek, you require 160.
Is that the door slightly opening here for Radek? We know where he's going to go here.
96.
Going to try and leave that favourite 16s. It may
Derek, you
cost him a
require
dart here, though.
107.
He may not get it anymore. Double 14 for Derek Coulson.
79.
Grazes the outside wire.
Radek, you require 64.
These are the chances where you have to take against this man. He's passed.
No score.
He loves double 16 that much. You can't
Derek,
stay
you
out of it
require
even when he doesn't
28.
want it.
Unbelievable scenes here at the Modus Super Series. But it's Coulson, 3 darts at
James Shaw on the
28.
second one.
Gets with us
Derek
first.
I think on the evidence of that, we're
Third
going to
leg,
be
Derek to throw first.
wiping out
Gemma.
that record here in the comms box that says matches won in a row. Currently 17 matches won in a row, which includes Derek Coulson,
120.
includes Daryl Pilgrim, currently taking part on the Pro Tour, and the man who won last week, the man who's going to be in
140.
Champions Week himself, David Evans. Pilgrim and Evans could be about to remove themselves from that record.
60.
Pilgrim does still hold the record, though, for the highest average achieved here at the Modus Super Series when he scrambled to 122.69 against Denny Older-Coulter. He's also got the highest losing average, which I believe was in back-to-back games, 118.88 against Scotty Taylor from Bolton.
100.
Yeah, that's a good turn there from DC.
It's
a good turn to follow in as well.
$65. Radek, you require 161.
Needs to find the trouble you find.
22.
Worst case scenario,
Derek, you
that
require
wasn't
156.
it couldn't have gone much worse there for Radek Skiganski, because he'd now need 2 trebles to get down to a double. Essentially just gave the throw back to Derek Coulson.
Needs to be looking at the 19s or the 17s.
42. Radek, you require 139. $43. Derek, you require 114.
Looked like Radek was doing the hard work in the front 9 and then kind of made a mess of things here. 22 followed by 43 as give Derek Coulson a bit of a birthday gift despite the fact it's not his birthday.
$42. Radek, you require 96.
I'll go double. So it's double 8.
88.
He's had some chances, hasn't he, now?
Derek,
That's
you
2
require
legs he could have won. 2 legs he's had chances in his preferred area of the board. That real asset to his game, not helping him out here.
So it's 1 dart, a double top to go 3-0 up.
32. Radek, you require 8.
What a chance this is.
Game
And he
shot on
does,
the third
takes
leg.
it and one.
Radek Sagansky.
If this was a boxing
Fourth leg,
match
Radek to throw first.
or a
Game on.
marathon, you'd be quite fair right now in suggesting that Derek Coulson's looking a little bit gassed.
100.
Very easily. Very, very easily. And do you know what? If I was in the back room right now, if I was Harry or Oliver, I'd think, do you know what? This is a good chance here, because as the night sort of
55
wore on, I don't want to say Derek's peak, because we know what he can do. But maybe that too much of a weight between
80.
his first and second game.
Well, the tell here for Derek Coulson is the fact that the darts are starting to stand up a little bit. We know Derek Coulson likes the darts to land flat, and there are darts here where we're starting to get that little bit of lift, which means that he's not throwing the darts
45.
completely directly at the board anymore. He's starting to engage the shoulder, which what that's going to do is give him a bigger arc. The arc is getting greater, which means the dart's spending longer in the air. It's losing the force, and it's losing direction. Ultimately, we're going to start seeing the dart drop a little bit low.
100.
Yeah, that's a good ton, that.
But the reaction from Derek Coulson, he knows that the throw is not quite right now.
54.
Sometimes you can hit something, but if you don't feel you're throwing it right, you take nothing from it.
Exactly right there, Matt. Needs to find a treble of some description,
96.
and he does find the
Radek,
96.
you require 127. $99.
This is where, if this was football, your manager would be screaming at you, throw firmer, direct, propel, there, that.
95 left. Looking at treble 19.
129.
Completely
Radek, you require
different. That
28.
throw, completely different to what we've seen for the last leg and a half. The problem is that last leg and a half has been damaging, and the 2-0 lead of which he had has been eradicated. But wasn't that the start of him working out what he needs to do?
Surely.
140.
That is the danger. When you're aware of what it needs to be, you need to push, you need to throw a bit firmer. That there, where you just sort of over-exaggerate it, and you cause that little bit of a snatch. That's the negative. And this is why I said that he's looking a little gassed, because he's kind of searching. It's not as smooth, is it, as it has been throughout the week.
100.
I think there's nothing worse when you realise there's something as a dart player, and then you try that little bit harder to get back into the groove.
41.
And sometimes it's hard to chase.
Well, it's easy for us because we get the beauty of seeing multiple different camera angles, and we get to see what's happening from the outside. He's doing it all on feel. He can't see what's going on. That's why you can't self-coach yourself. It's impossible. You need to be able
60.
to see everything that is going on. And he'll be aware something's slightly off, but he's probably not 100% sure what it is. And with that, you've just got to battle it out, grind it out. You look at where the advantage is. The advantage is the fact he's got the throw.
100%.
100.
And that is a good shot there from our production team of that treble 20.
100.
Bit of pressure.
Changes everything,
Derek,
doesn't
you
it?
require 101.
Derek Coulson a moment ago looked like he had some comforts.
So it's double top for a 101.
81. Radek, you require 84.
I think that reaction from Derek Coulson tells you that he didn't think he threw that well.
Double 11.
62. Derek, you require 20.
To take a big step forward towards the final here.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Derek Coulson.
Well, we heard it hit the flight. The danger is, where's it going to land? It's actually landed
Sixth leg,
inside the
Radek
double
to
10.
throw
He's
first.
not
Game
a
on.
happy man right now. He's not comfortable up there, but he's winning. He's a leg away from the final. And right now, Derek Coulson's probably thinking, get this win done, get in the back room, and put this right. But he's just got to somehow find a way to get past Skaganski here, who may be spotting these signs of weakness. Certainly, if he was 45. Up there as a player, you'd start to notice. And we're seeing now the darts starting to drop below, which was my original concern.
60.
See there from that angle where the dart did hit that top flight and then it dropped.
99.
Well, let's be honest, it could have gone into double 15.
Yes. Width through a wire can change a lot in this game.
41.
It's almost like Skaganski is playing this expecting Derek Coulson to come into life at any point, and he's probably playing it with more fear and pressure than if Derek Coulson was banging in 100 average like he has been doing.
135.
And we always say, we said earlier, didn't we, where you should go when you play the board, but I think this man is definitely the player in Derek Coulson. So it's 2-2-2 for Coulson. That's a fantastic first treble 20. May stay there or go to the 18s. Stays there.
140.
So it looks like we could be setting a new record here at the Modus Super Series for the most matches
83.
in a row. And it'd be
Derek,
quite
you
fitting
require
for this man to
82.
get another record here at the Super Series.
Well, he set one record this week. The record maker
66.
nearly become the
Relic, you
record
require
breaker.
117.
Could still become the record breaker. Just one good dart away
109.
from
Derek, you
making
require
the
16.
record book here at the Super Series all about Derek Coulson. Because that's the second record that Derek Coulson has got himself this week. He was the first player to win all the games in Group A, 15 from 15, and now has just broke the record for most consecutive wins here at the Live Lounge. It was 17 between him, Darryl Pilgrim and David Evans. He is now the sole owner of that record on 18. He did it with a grinding, battling performance, but it was a win. And Derek Coulson once again is through to a final here at the Live Lounge.
In semi-final number 1, Derek Coulson has created more history, the first player to win 18 consecutive matches here at the Super Series. If he wins the final, then he will go a second week undefeated, and again will become the first player to do that. He got the better of Radek Zagansky by 4 legs to 2. It was more business-like from DC in comparison to what we've seen from him for the most part of the week, but he is into the final again. He is looking for a 7th consecutive Champions Week appearance and a 6th title in 7 visits here in a qualifying week. Semi-final number 2 is a meeting between Oliver Mitchell and Harry Ward.
Look over to the family. He thinks it's all over. It is now. Jensen Walker was 3-1 up earlier on against Radek Zagansky and wasn't able to get the job done.
Making sure the dart is straight. What way is he going? So it's 1 dart at double 16.
Game shot and a match.
Beautiful.
Harry Ward.
Sensational finishing there from Harry Ward.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Modus Super Series coming to you live from the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Series 14, Week 7, second semi-final. Introducing the players both from England. First, the current British Classic champion, Oliver Mitchell, and a former Players' Championship winner, Big H, Harry Ward!
For the right to face Derek Coulson in the final, it is Oliver Mitchell and Harry Ward. These two met a couple of times in Group C early this week, 1-1 in that particular head-to-head. But who's going to win the most important meeting of the lot? In commentary, Keegan and Matt.
Thank you, Henry. Yeah, 2 players with a golden opportunity here, a chance to get through to the final here and be 1 game away from a Champions Week opportunity. Both got here in completely different directions, though. The debutant here, Oliver Mitchell, very dominant in his pathway through. A 4-0 victory over Radek Zagansky and backed that up with a victory as well over Jensen Walker. He put everything in his own hands and delivered with perfection. For Harry Ward, he's had to go about things a little bit more dramatic. And he'll be looking to get himself booked in against Derek Coulson in that final to see if he can avenge the wrongs of earlier on. A 4-0 defeat to Derek Coulson started his night, but then the 4-3 victory over Danny Ayres gave him an opportunity at getting into the semi-final. It was a nervy wait. It was one of those waits that dart players don't like to have, where you're stood in the back waiting for a result, hoping for a result, and that result came, which has gave Harry Ward this second opportunity tonight.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Oliver to throw first. Game on.
And now he's just 1 good performance away, but he's been here before. In fact, he's been here 5 times before. He has never gone past this round. Does that play a part here, Keegan? Do those demons start to show?
I think it does. You know, it's really hard in sport where
60.
I mean, sometimes, how do you say? You stump me, but yeah, I honestly think it's really hard. If you don't do it within the first 2 or 3 tries, then it feels like Groundhog Day, and you feel like you just can't beat that sort of rut. And with dart players,
140.
You know, 99.9% of the game is in your head.
Well, it becomes a story, doesn't it? You become aware of the story, and you know that others are telling it as well. Harry's probably very well aware that right now, at some point in this game, we're going to reference the fact that he's been here 5 times before and never got beyond this round.
And to be fair, I think Henry told him earlier, didn't he? As
Yes.
well.
60.
Because Henry's like that. He likes to
Oliver, you
remind
require
people of the
148.
negatives.
It'd be interesting to see how Oliver copes here.
140.
Because this is a different scenario now where we've come to what I would call proper darts, where it's just knockout now. That's it. None of this group stage.
24.
It's all done for the week now.
Oliver, you require 8.
It'd be interesting to see how he can convert his form from the group stages to the knockout.
It's simple, isn't it? Win or go home.
Game show on the first leg. Oliver Mitchell.
It's quite a long way home for Oliver Mitchell, all the way back to Scarborough.
Second
So
leg,
he's going to
Harry
make sure that when he goes home,
Come
he's
on.
going home with a pocket full of cash.
But we know this man, Big H,
140.
he can play darts. You know, you don't win a Pro Tour if you're playing rubbish. Let's be honest.
Ability-wise, I've said it a few times, I think he's got the ability of a top 32 player.
140.
Does he have the dedication and application of a top 32 player? No. And in his own words, in his own right, he wouldn't mind me saying that at all, because he would say the absolute same.
60.
If he can put the work in with the ability he's got, he will go far. But with that comes sacrifice. And I remember an interview that he gave when he first gave back his tour card, and he said that he was part of the same stable as Daryl
96.
Gurney. And he looked at the sacrifices Daryl Gurney was making within his life, and he didn't want to do it. The fact he's got the darts back out again, knowing that the road he's going down is
83.
one day going to come to those crossroads, maybe now he's willing to make the sacrifice.
And that's the thing as well. You know, something, you know, for somebody to say that and then to come back into playing darts usually means they, do you know
39.
what? I want to be part of this golden ticket again. Because that's what darts is. You know, we're very fortunate where, you know, we, as dart players, we've got talent. And the opportunities there is arising for dart players from
58.
non-professional to the elite is ridiculous. And how do you not want to be a part of this fantastic roller coaster at the moment?
You can earn a salary of a top 32 player in the world without having a tour
59.
card nowadays.
Harry, you require
Quite
160.
legitimately.
And that is absolutely berserk. And if I said that 10 years ago, people would have laughed.
Yes, absolutely.
60. Oliver, you require 167.
Yeah, it's a good start play there to leave 36.
Harry, you require 100.
So it's Harry hit for 100. And he does 2 darts, a double top.
$60. Oliver, you require 36. Game show on the second leg. Oliver Mitchell.
Doubles the lead. And now we're starting to see a little bit of emotion
Third
coming from
leg,
Oliver
to
Mitchell.
throw first.
Maybe
Come
this
on.
is the change that we're going to see. Because this is the difference, isn't it, between straight knockout and when you're in a group stage. There is no wiggle room. There is no, okay, I can recover it in the next match. It's all or nothing.
96.
That is that, isn't it? But H knows he can win from this situation.
125.
That's a good 1-2-5 there from the birthday boy.
$59.
It's a double give him one, isn't it? It was a very important breaker throw. Gives him a little bit more control than he already had. Control of which he earned by topping his group earlier on this evening.
I think as well, celebration there could go backwards.
58.
And when I say backwards, there's a lot of players where, with a lot of experience, would have looked at that celebration and think, right, you're getting it now. And I think sometimes that's when the
98.
inexperience of players, show where, I'll be honest, if somebody cheers large against me, I'll just look at them and think, right, you're getting it now. And I think sometimes, we see in this leg there, Harry's down
100.
to what, below the 200s within 9 darts. So I think that might have put the fire in his belly.
Well, it just distracts the mind a little bit, doesn't it? That
100.
conscious mind that is starting to kick in and take over and think about the game, it just moves it somewhere else. Moves you to a state of aggression, a state of attack. He's attacking that
134.
treble 19 well.
Harry
That's been a
requires
beautiful
78.
switch for him throughout this week. A real asset within his game. But if this game's going to continue in the competitive nature for Harry Ward, this tops needs to go, you feel.
38.
And again, over the top, giving Mitchell
Oliver,
a
you
big
require
opportunity
54.
here to put himself a leg away and make things very comfortable for himself here in his first semi-final in Portsmouth.
Game shot on the third leg.
Comfortable it
Oliver
is, and when we have a little look at the averages here, this is a game that very much
Fourth leg,
replicates Harry
to
Ward's
throw
game
first.
against
Game
Danny
on.
Ayres, in the fact that he was always massively behind in regards to the numbers. He's 15 points down in the averages here, but he's not
60.
taking out the checkouts the way he was against Danny Ayres, and instead of being competitive, he's 3-0 down.
And to be fair, he would have known he's had opportunities where he could have easily been 2-1 up.
134.
And in that game against Danny Ayres earlier, despite the fact he was being outplayed, he was taking those and was 2-1 up.
And that was the difference.
180.
But he's going to fight. He's going to dig. Oliver Mitchell, rightly so, has got his chin up. He'll be feeling confident and could be setting up a bumper clash against Derek Coulson.
100.
If I was Oliver, if he does win this match, I'd feel very confident with my game going in against Derek.
137.
Derek played well the first match.
Harry
and,
require 161.
like we alluded to, it's just the fact that he's just not reconnected with that form that we saw at the early part of the evening.
90.
Well, just look at this from Oliver Mitchell.
Oliver, you
in what
require
could
50.
potentially be a deciding leg. He's thrown 9 darts and he's down to a simple 2-dart combination here for the match. Double 10. For a place in
Game
the
shot.
final, a place in the
Dynamite.
final it
Oliver
is. What a performance that was there from Oliver Mitchell. Caps it off with a 12-dart finish. This night was all about the names, the quality, the CVs of the players. Oliver Mitchell went up against a Pro Tour winner in Radat Skaganski and seen him off. He went up against a series winner here in Jensen Walker. He's gone. And then a 4-0 demolition job over a previous Pro Tour winner in Harry Ward. 101 average sets up a bumper final against Derek Coulson.
Is this going to be a superb finish? The
Going short the
104's
second
got
leg.
at Alex Small.
There's a shot on the bullseye, yeah, for Dean Finn. 1, 2, 4, Dean Finn. It's called clairvoyance.
Another gets it, double top. Well, that was supply from Slevin.
For 32, so it's double 16 to wrap it up.
Game shot and a match.
What a way
Oliver
to
King.
wrap up.
Back in business, it's the bullseye again, and he's
And
hit
shot
it
on the
again.
sixth
Graham
leg.
Hall, an exhibition.
Graham
And,
Game shot on
well,
the
that's
fourth.
certainly one way to take out 104 Joe Croft.
Didn't he? Treble 18's the target for double 16. And
Getting
there he
shot on the
finds it.
second leg. Joe
Punishes.
20. Tops.
Game shot on the third leg. Sam
Spivey.
Well, they're going to take some beating in terms of bettering this week, aren't they? The next lot they're going to be playing in week 8. But we do have the Challenge Tour #1, Joe Hunt, in action. He will go off the favourite to try and make it through to his first Champions Week here at the Live Lounge in Port. So Graham Hall, the reigning Tour champion, is the highlight of Group A. Whilst in Group C, Alex Small is looking for a third weekly title. So the action there gets underway on Monday morning from 9:30. And Kika, we look at some of the players that are in there, in particular your fellow Isle of Wight man, Joe Hunt. Now, he's top of the Challenge Tour. Does that bring an extra little bit of pressure coming into a week like this?
No, not really. You know, to be fair, Joe's been playing well the last 18 months, and if Joe does his stuff, he's top of the Challenge Tour. Why can't he not win next Saturday?
Any week that has Spivey Man in is always a fun week. We get underway Monday from 9:30 a.m. You hate the nickname, don't you?
Amongst many other things.
Yes, I thought so. Let's talk about tonight then, shall we? Because that's why we're here. And this is what we have seen so far. Derek Coulson is looking to make it an unprecedented second unbeaten week. He takes on Oliver Mitchell in the final. That was after Oliver, with his second ton plus average of the night, got the better of Harry Ward 4-0. It was a bit more workmanlike for DC in his semi-final win against Vedek Zagatsky, and so it is Coulson and Mitchell who go head-to-head for a place in Champions Week come the end of July. Look, let's round off the two semi-finals. We'll begin with Derek Coulson. I said it there. It was a bit more workmanlike. He had to work hard for that win, didn't he, against Vedek Zagatsky?
I use the expression gassed because he looked like he was flagging at times. The throw looked very different. The angle of the dart wasn't as consistent. It was starting to stand upright in the board. Now, when a player like Derek Coulson throws a dart, we expect it to be flatter for multiple reasons. One, where he's gripping the dart in front of the balance point, close to the point, means the dart's going to arc tightly to the board. The other thing is the flight that he's using on the back, the tri-fin system, and the fact that it's not the full wingspan. The dart was starting to stand upright at times. Now, the only way the dart can stand upright with the way that Derek Coulson is throwing the dart and where he grips the dart, and the only way it can generate a bigger arc is if he's starting to engage the shoulder, which means he's no longer projecting the dart towards the board, he's starting to loop and he's starting to lob the dart. That doesn't suit the equipment, that doesn't suit the grip, and that's why you were starting to get darts go wayward. We were starting to get darts kick where the flight was going to the left and the dart to the right. It was concerning, but he found a way to win, just like Derek Coulson does. So despite the fact he weren't at his best, he got the result, and now he's got the opportunity to go be at his best. And it worked out great for him, because he was semi-final #1. That means he's got a game. That means he's got this 10-minute gap. He's got time. If he was semi-final #2, he'd have came off, he'd have gone to the toilet, he'd have done the bull-up, and he'd be having 4 minutes preparation now before he goes back on. The scheduling's helped Derek Coulson massively here.
Where were you with Derek Coulson, Keegan?
Well, he's a good friend of mine. No, in all seriousness, I think I've shared the very same opinion with Matt now, where, you know, we saw when he came out 107.36 average, absolutely fantastic. And as the night's gone on, it looks like it's just taking its toll on him, just a little bit extra. And yeah, the throw didn't look right. When it was right, phenomenal. When it wasn't, bit patchy.
Can you peak too early in these nights?
100%. 100%. All you want is just a steady night, because obviously steady darts always wins your games.
However, on the other side of the coin, Oliver Mitchell, you have to make the argument he is the player of the evening without any shadow of a doubt.
and getting better. He's got better as the night's gone on. You know, we look at all the names, reputations and CVs coming into this evening. Oliver Mitchell, it was kind of like, okay, he's playing well. How far can he go? I used the expression green as grass. I also said ignorance is bliss. And he was in a dream position. And he really has produced the goods at the right times. There have been no signs of faltering along the way. And Derek Coulson's not going to enjoy this game at all, because of the evidence of those two semi-finals, Derek Coulson's winning record, which is now going to 18, won't be going to 19.
In terms of the final, I suppose the dynamic's very interesting because, look, Derek Coulson, 18 games unbeaten in terms of this format, tried, tested, worn the T-shirt on as many occasions as any player here at the Live Lounge. But in Oliver Mitchell, there is somebody that is on debut flying. And I suppose that adrenaline from that debut, this is all being brand new. I suppose there's a enthusiasm there as well. How key a component could that be if he's to get over the line and win on his debut this evening?
It would be unreal, wouldn't it? You know, he would think it's his birthday and Christmas all rolled into one. But yeah, I think what I really liked about him is the fact he's just like got underneath the radar, played it really down, really low. And yeah, in that last match, we see a bit of Jack swag coming out of him. So I think he's learning, do you know what? This is a fantastic opportunity. I want to take my A game. I want to take it to Derek Coulson in the final.
But let's be under no illusions as to the task that's in front of him in this final, because Derek Coulson is one of the great champions here at the Super Series. As you can see, 5 titles to his name, level with Steve West, level with Scott Taylor. A win tonight would put him to within 1 of Neil Duff. They would compete at yet another Champions Week alongside one another. And when you consider the players that have played here, Matt, now Derek Coulson didn't come here with any kind of CV prior to playing here, but over the course of the last couple of years, he's turned into one of, if not the best player to have ever played in this format.
And could end up being the best player that's ever played in this format by the time we lose him, because I feel like we will. I think he's going to go to the Pro Tour in the very near future. But I'm going to say something that I mean with the most utmost respect, and that is, I don't think Derek Coulson cares one bit about that. What we've just seen there, the 5 weekly titles. I don't think he cares too much about 6 weekly titles or 7 or 8. He wants a Champions Week. But to get to a Champions Week, you've got to go through this. Derek Coulson's one of the players that see this as a qualifier. This isn't a week. This is a qualifying week. This is a chance to get to Champions Week. And I think if Derek Coulson wins 10 weeks but he doesn't get a Champions Week, he will see that as a failure. He no longer sees this as success. This is expectation for Derek Coulson. Can you get that Champions Week? He's got to get past Oliver Mitchell to have an opportunity first.
Just finally, where do you think, Keegan, this final is going to be won a lot, in your opinion?
I think the first leg. I think, you know, if Derek doesn't come out the blocks like we used to him seeing, I think Oliver will take the game to him. And I think it's all going to be played in that first leg.
Be interesting to see. Gents, thank you very much. One more job for you to do in commentary in a few moments' time. Well, Derek Coulson is looking for another slice of history here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. No player has ever gone 2 weeks unbeaten. He could make it through to a 7th unprecedented Champions Week and a 6th weekly title. But up against him, Oliver Mitchell, a debutant who has taken everything in his stride. It could be a compelling final. Let's find out who the 7th player through to Champions Week is going to be.
It's all about Derek Coulson, because that's the second record that Derek Coulson has got himself this week. He was the first player to win all the games in Group A, 15 from 15, and now has just broke the record for most consecutive wins to a simple 2-dart combination here for the match. Double 10. Replacing the final, a place in the final it is. What a performance that was there from Oliver Mitchell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Modus Super Series here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Series 14, Week 7 final time. Would you please welcome first, from Wales, a man looking to make even more history this evening with his 6th weekly title, DC Derek Coulson, and his opponent from England, the current British Classic champion, looking to win on his debut, the Pig, Oliver Mitchell!
So here we go then. Derek Coulter looking to make another slice of Super Series history. He just continues to write it every time he walks into this building. He takes on Oliver Mitchell in the final. Matt and Keegan.
Well, there's one thing about Oliver Mitchell. He has not stopped smiling his whole time he has been here at the Super Series, and he could be leaving with the ultimate smile. He'll be smiling for weeks if he is able to pick up the title here on debut. He's one game away, but he has the almighty task. Needs to produce the darts of which we've seen from him so far throughout today. He's beat some big names with big CVs here at the Live Lounge. But this man could be the one in 2026 who has the biggest CV of them all. He's got two records of which he has set this very week. The Group A campaign, the most wins. But there was concerns for Derek Coulson in that semi-final game. And Keegan Brown rightly saying that this game could be won and lost in the very early stages. Derek Coulson was very well aware of the issues he was facing. He was looking at his arm, he was looking at his throw, he was looking at his hand. He'll be hoping the only thing he's looking at here in this game is the dart flying straight into that treble. A bright start could fix everything. But the scheduling, I think, was the real key here. Derek Coulson has had much more time in the back room to try and put things right. And for Oliver Mitchell, the scheduling's worked well because all that positivity has been able to come straight back on. I think we've got the ingredients here for two players producing us a classic final.
Yeah, 100%. And
64.
We know as dart players where when you're winning, you don't want to stop playing, do you? You just want to go back at that board as soon as you can. So I think this is going to work really well for Oliver in this instance. And, we say about
100.
Derek, it's more the fact that he noticed that there is a bit of an issue and he's had time just to work out to see what's going wrong with it.
$140. $98.
That's the sort of real sign of aggression that we've seen from Oliver, and he's been very calm and collected, and maybe he's realising what the task is now.
Well, the emotion's starting to take over, isn't it? That's what's happening here. The emotion is starting to become very visible. And that's something you just got to keep in control and in check as well, because what will start to happen there is then the heart rate starts to rise. Then that sends the brain into a bit of panic sense. Because that heart rate is pumping. It's pumping oxygen around to the muscles, and you're not doing anything explosive. You're not doing anything to use up that extra energy.
It could be a blocker.
34. Derek, you require 20.
This has been a bright start for Derek Coulson. He lost the bullseye in the back room, but he could break the throw at the earliest of times. The concerns around Derek Coulson may just have been squashed very early. A 13 darter there from DC to break the throw. And Keegan, you said the game could be won or lost in leg number one. That was a big leg number one because that was a break.
And that's massive, and let's be honest,
96.
We're now seeing emotion from Oliver, and one thing that's a very dangerous for a dart player is showing emotion, because as soon as you playing all your cards, and at the moment there, it's the first time when he hit that one, he bit of a sarcastic clap, and you can tell he's not happy right now.
Well, emotion works in two ways, doesn't it? We can see the emotion in a positive sense when things go well, but how can you switch emotion off if you're using it on the positive sense? Because naturally you're going to react to the negative too. And absolutely, you get drawn in, don't you? Then you start to live and breathe every dart. You start to micromanage the match where, right, he's at a 140. I need a couple of trebles here as well. You start playing the game like a commentator rather than just, let me just produce the best I can with the 3 darts that are in my hand.
And that's all you can do, and as we can see it,
95.
Derek can definitely smell a fantastic opportunity here. Going 2-0 to the good. That moment there was a bit weird because that's the first time throughout the evening where Oliver's actually looked at the scoreboard.
140. Derek, you require 170.
So it's now the big fish time for Coulson.
Didn't need to go for it. Mitchell not on a finish, so it always feels like it was going to be a set-up play for Derek Coulson, and that'll be a happy little medium that leaves a potential 2-darter. And all Mitchell can do here is hit and hope, and he's starting down on that treble 19. We keep saying about how positive that switch has been for him this week, and it's working once again here.
So might be looking at treble 17 to leave 24.
116.
That was the intended
Derek
target,
requires
just not
70.
the application.
$50. Oliver, you require 73.
Coulson there to textbook hold his darts in 15. Gives Oliver Mitchell a chance to get his throw back. One more dart, one more opportunity, a double four for a level game. He finds it. What a find it was as well for Oliver Mitchell. It looked like there was a big hammer blow in the opening leg for Coulson, the 13-dart break. That break did not last very long.
Game on.
This is an important leg for both players.
Just look at the evening that Oliver Mitchell has had. If he is to win on debut here at the Super Series, his finals night would include wins over Radak Skagansky, Jensen Walker, Harry Ward and Derek Coulson. It doesn't get any harder than that, does it? Certainly on a standard week.
41.
No, definitely not. He's definitely played his part tonight. The man from Scarborough. Oh, well, so we got Flygate back on the stage.
I think it's safe to say whatever happens here in this final, we are going to see a little bit more of Oliver Mitchell over the years.
Yeah, we are that, aren't we? Absolutely solid player from the Yorkshire area.
100.
He's someone who's been trying to get here. He's been knocking on the door in the qualifiers of the ADC system.
And it just shows you, doesn't it, in the system where if you keep playing well in the ADC, the rewards are there. And he's taken it. He's absolutely taking his rewards so well here.
140.
Let's be honest, in my opinion, he's playing the GOAT of the Modus Super Series.
Well, the reward that he got for his success on the ADC was an opportunity. The opportunity was to be here. Here you go, you got 2 days
42.
Group C, let's see how you get on. Well, he won Group C. He won his group tonight. He's won his semi-final by 4 legs to 0. But he didn't like seeing that first start from Coulson.
121.
Oh, that's a good recovery there from that second dart in the one. Should be looking at the 19s. So that really surprises me because he's been lethal in the 19s.
133.
I expect Coulson will be down
Derek,
on
you
the
require
19s
99.
here. It's still a 3-dart combination despite the fact it's under 100.
So it's double 16 for a 99.
James on the third leg.
He does it without an ice cream.
Yeah, I haven't seen the ice cream finish go for a while, but Derek Coulson just gave it a lick in.
Derek to throw first. Game on.
A little wink, was it there from Coulson? Well, the question was, what's the performance of Derek Coulson going to be like after a very scrappy, a very unnerving semi-final? Well, there's your answer. 108.46. The real Derek Coulson has turned up.
98.
For Oliver Mitchell, he's producing the goods here as well. Average of 95, that is solid. That will win you most weeks. The problem is this isn't most weeks. This is a week with the, I'm going to do it, record-breaking, history-making Derek Coulson.
58.
It's a very good Henry Deacon impression.
Oh no. You've just gone too far there, Keegan.
Looking at the 18s
64.
or the 25 route.
$100.
So you think for Coulson,
Don't require 117.
he's got 6 starts from this 117. That's perfect. So it'll be 17 for tops. So double top for 117. And he pings it.
Derek Coulson.
Unflappable. It looks like the worrying
Fifth leg,
darts for
Oliver
Derek
Two
Coulson was
first.
all
Game
in
on.
the semi-final stage. He is now a leg away from a 6th weekly title.
93.
And the question mark now is the race run for Oliver Mitchell, or has he got an act of defiance? Can he dig in one more time?
$140.
It's a hard one because, this evening, before this match, Oliver's running at over 100 average for his games. And
99.
let's be honest, he's still averaging in a very respectable mid-90s at the moment. And it's just so hard when you are playing this man because he is just a machine, isn't he, on that stage?
135. $59.
There may be trouble ahead. Derek Coulson racing towards the finishing line.
140.
A hat-trick of double treble combinations here for Derek Coulson. See him on 86 after 9. He is just a couple of successful darts away from continuing to extend his history-making run.
140.
Oliver Mitchell's done his part,
86.
found a couple of big trebles, left himself within range should Derek Coulson make the mistake, but Derek Coulson has been making very little mistakes for the entirety of this week, and he continues to make no mistakes here in the final.
Derek Coulson!
Derek Coulson has produced the most perfect week of any player at the Modus Super Series. It was a perfect Group A campaign, winning 100% of his matches, and he has cruised to victory this evening, losing just 5 legs. It was a stacked lineup, it was a stacked field, but Derek Coulson has brushed them all aside. A 4-1 victory over the debutant Oliver Mitchell, who leaves here with a lot of credit. He has put in a fantastic week, and I am sure that he will be coming back here. But Keegan, in a final, to be averaging just shy of 113, that is world class.
That is elite professional darts, and Derek Coulson is telling the world that, do you know what? There is no age on this darts performance. If he keeps playing like this, unfortunately, we will see him. We won't see him that much longer here at the Modus Super Series, but Derek Coulson, my opinion, the GOAT.
Enjoy him while we can, because he won't be here much longer, but he will be here again very soon, because he'll be returning to the Modus Super Series, because Derek Coulson is once again going to be in Champions Week, and we are going to hear from him. He's on stage with Henry Deacon.
Well, he's done it again, Derek Coulson. For 6th time, he is a weekly winner here at the Live Lounge. For an unprecedented 7th time, he's going to be in a Champions Week. He's won all 19 games this week. That's a record. He's the first player to have gone 2 weeks unbeaten. Another record. Derek, it's just another week at the office, isn't it?
It's an easy game, really. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what to say, really. I'm lost for words. I was nervous against Radek. I was aware I'd won 17 out of 17, and that was the 18 to get that record. Why I was thinking about it, I don't know. But once I got to the final, I just could relax.
Just under 113 was your average in the final there against Oliver Mitchell. It felt like once you got that little bit of a wobble, and I say it's a bit of a wobble against Radek Sagatsky out of the way with, you just free-rolled in that final.
Exactly. Like I said, against Radek, I was nervous. I was. But once I got to the final, and Oliver's a great guy, and he's the type of guy you have to play well against. So I had no choice. Either I play well or lose, so lucky enough I played well.
To win all 19 games in a week is a feat we've never seen before, a feat which is ridiculous. But is it even more crazy when you consider the calibre of field that you've just beaten to do that?
Oh, 100%. When I saw the lineup, I was like, and I say it a lot, but it really felt like a Champions Week this week. There was so many good players. How many Challenge Tour winners in this room? My group tonight was 3 Challenge Tour winners. And so I was like, okay, whatever happens, just enjoy it. And lucky enough, I've got over the line.
What's the secret?
Being left-handed. Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. I think I just enjoy myself when I'm here. I think that's the secret. So I see some players put themselves under pressure. I come in, I just play darts because it's so good here. I love it here. And the crowd, absolutely amazing. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Really appreciate it.
You know what my next question is going to be? Because you've won these 6 times, you now put yourself on a pedestal in which only Neil Duff has got more of now. A 7th Champions Week, which no other player has done so before. A 7th consecutive Champions Week, which no player has done before. But that's the one you want. This was a qualifying week, essentially, for yourself, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds a bit harsh saying it's a qualifying week with so many good players here, but yeah, the Champions Week is massive. In my head, I've failed in Champions Week. I've never really performed on the Saturday. I've got there playing well, but never really turned up on the Saturday. So hopefully this time I can change things. But I do have one question. A couple of series ago, I said, can I take that home? And I was told, if you win 5 in a row, you can take it. I've won 5 in a row. I want to take that home. What are they saying in your ear?
Do you know what? It's the first time in 4 years my talkback, I think, has failed. We will get an answer. We will get an answer to you. Has this got boring now?
No. I love it. I absolutely love it. And to anybody, I mean, Oliver was saying when he came here, I just want to get an invite back. And that's what it feels like when you come here. When you come here, you just want to come back again and again and again. Yes, it's about winning. Obviously, we all want to win. But once you've played here, you just want to come back and you want to improve and get better. And yeah, Oliver's a great player. He's proved it tonight. Honestly, I think he's probably been the best player of the night. Okay, I played well in the final, but I think he's been the best player of the night. And he'll be back, and hopefully he'll pick up a weekly win when I'm not in it.
When you're not in it, but you're going to be in it. You're going to be in it to win it at Champions Week come the end of July. And look, this is just another step in your journey in 2026. We mentioned it when we spoke to you earlier on this week, what you're doing on the Challenge Tour, what you're doing on the Pro Tour. And we speak a lot about the talent that's coming through, but are you a lesson to people that maybe later on in life have played darts but never took it seriously, that actually there is still a vehicle, there's still an avenue. If you're good enough, you are old enough.
Absolutely, and it's not just for old people, it's for anybody. You know, young lads and ladies here playing darts, we all get frustrated when we play darts, hoping it'll go better. But if it's not happening now, don't worry about it. You know, it might happen in 2 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time. I'm 57, 58 next week, and you know, I think you can look at it and go, if he can do it, why not me? So I'd just say to everybody, just keep your head on, keep going. If you lose, move on to the next game. Forget about that game. There's nothing you can do about it when you've lost the game. Move on to the next one.
Wise words, wise words. We've done this once or twice before. Once again, many congratulations. And thank you for giving my producer a heart attack backstage as to whether we keep the trophy or not. Ladies and gentlemen, for a 5th time in a row, undefeated, invincible. He's DC, Derek Coulson! Well, he's taking it. He's taking it. I don't think we're getting any saying it. Derek Coulson has done it again. He's going to leave it on the table now. We're going to get some reaction and analysis to Derek Coulson's record-breaking week. That's going to come up in a few moments' time on the other side of this short break. Well, Derek Coulson just continues to break records here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. The second undefeated week that he's had here. And he's won all 19 games. He won all 15 in Group A. He's won all 4 tonight. And he is into Champions Week for a 7th consecutive occasion. Again, another record which he holds for his own here at the Super Series. For Oliver Mitchell, well, he will be feeling as sick as a pig following that. It was a great debut campaign, but for him, it is ending in a final defeat to Derek Coulson, who is once again into Champions League. He just has that Modus touch, doesn't he? So he is into Champions League for a 7th time, an undefeated week for the 2nd time. He has the record for most consecutive victories. I could carry on and carry on, Matt and Keegan with us in the studio. Is there any more words to describe Derek Coulson that we haven't used before?
I think you only need one, don't you? And it summarises everything. That's winner.
Yeah.
Because you're a serial winner. Everything that you've just said is a subheading to that title. And not many people get that title or get that heading and get that headline, which is why we have to look at those subcategories. Derek Coulson just continues to win. He knows nothing but in this venue. And I really like what he said there when he looked at it and goes, I've never really produced on Champions Week the same. The mind's already gone to that point. Phil Taylor, the greatest of all time. The second he lifted one trophy, the next day it was like, what's next? When's the next tournament? What's the next thing I've got to go win? How do I win a 15th world title? Where's my 16th world title? It was always, what's the next big challenge? Derek Coulson's got that same mindset. The second he got his hands on that trophy tonight, he wanted a bigger one. And I think you'd be very brave to back against him at Champions Week.
Forget a bigger one. He wanted to keep the one he had.
To be fair, well, I already gave it to him, but that's my opinion. No, he's just, if there was an ambassador that you could use for darts, it'd be Derek Coulson. You know, that interview there with the kids, he told the kids the most important lesson was, if it doesn't go your way, don't panic. Just, it'd be another game. And they're the sort of lessons that people are not told, and people do get frustrated. But yeah, I'd think he is, my opinion, a great ambassador for this game.
Mervyn King once told me, I believe it was at European Tour, he said some words and they've stuck with me ever since. And he says, the problem with a lot of young players right now is they all want it yesterday. And Derek Coulson is a fine example that, you know, it doesn't have... We see it in football a lot, don't we? If a 14-year-old's not been scouted, that's it, the career's over. 14? Like, Derek Coulson showing us that age is no boundary in our sport. And he is an inspirational story. And there'll be Derek Coulsons all over the country that have only ever really played at home. They might have played 1 or 2 Super League games at most and never really committed because of either financials or family life or whatever was going on in their world. And there'll be a lot of them now going, I could be the next Derek Coulson. That's going to be a conversation that's happening up and around the country.
Because he is somebody that has transcended the record books here at the Super Series. And the way that he did it as well, the comprehensiveness about the way he goes about it. As you can see, title number 6 for him. Only Neil Duff has got more weekly titles than him. And when you think about when we started in this format, we didn't quite know what a good tally of titles will be. He has shown that you can come here time in, time out, and constantly win.
Yeah, you can. And, you know, with Derek playing here at the Modus, how many times has he actually been here?
Well, put it this way. On his debut, he missed out on qualifying for the Saturday.
Right.
Second time, he got a late invite, won his first week, got to the Champions Week. The series after, he got to the final and then got through to Champions League because Jimmy Van Schie withdrew because he was playing at Lakeside. Every single appearance in 2025 and 2026, in a weekly sense in a series, he's won.
That says enough, doesn't it? That shows the quality and in-depth of the player that is Derek Coulson. And, you know, to come here, 7 weeks, to win at 6, that's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
But let's talk about the way he won it. 112, just under 113 average in the final. We said that he had a bit of a wobble against Radek Sagansky. He more than survived that scare in the final, didn't he?
He did, and I think that's more impressive. You know, we look at the journeys people go on, and when they come out and blitz a field, we go, wow, isn't that special? But I like to see how they handle a bit of adversity, how they respond to a negative or a setback. And Derek Coulson did have a setback. He said in his own words he was nervous in that semi-final with Radek. He was aware of the history, he was aware of what that game meant, and I identified an issue in regards to the throw. Whatever he did in that period of time, he did correctly. He used his time wisely, whether it was practicing, whether it was sitting down, whether it was working things out. It may be an issue he's faced before and something that he knew how to put right, but whatever it was, it worked. Because when he came out in that final, that was one of the most dominant displays we have seen in a final, and it was against a guy who was running at a mid-90s average for the majority of the game. Oliver Mitchell wasn't a passenger in that game. He didn't come out and not produce something. He didn't come out and play poorly. He just come out and got beat. He didn't lose anything tonight. He lost no credit whatsoever. He will be back. But Derek Coulson, I mean, I'm just going to go back to what I said at the start. winner.
Is there another level as well still to go with Derek Coulson? Because we've seen this year, since he's played his trade on the Pro Tour for the first time, there's been a real uppage in level. Is it quite ominous that actually there could still be more to come?
Yeah, 100%. That's to be honest. For you to go out there and throw near on 113 average in the final, it's just getting better and better. And it is that experience that he's now facing on the Pro Tour, playing the elite. This is the first time he's played with the elite within the last 6 months. And this game is just getting strength to strength.
He's going to be favourite for Champions Week now, isn't he?
I would make him so, yeah. You talk about, is his game getting better? I don't think his game's getting better. I think it's getting more consistent. Because we've always seen Derek Coulson bang in these big averages. We're now seeing it on a more regular basis. And I look at the lineup of who he's up against here. My eye draws to the likes of Neil Duff, who's had multiple successes here before. Archie Self and Henry Coates still yet to understand where their ceiling lies, so could be dangerous, but I don't think anyone who's in that lineup right now is going to be happy to look at week 7 and see the name Derek Coulson on that lineup, because I make him favourite, and I make him quite a strong favourite.
And considering the players he beat this week, in some weird sense, I know it's only a weekly campaign within a series, but he's actually knocked a lot of Champions Week contenders out, because he knows that Danny Edders isn't going to be there, Harry Ward's not going to be there, there's a lot of big hitters that are not going to be at Champions Week. He's actually done a lot of work for himself already in terms of winning Champions Week.
He has. He's literally bulldozed the field, hasn't he, in half. And, to be fair, we say he's made his job easier, but then look at the field that's going to come in from now until the end of the series. And, he's just, like we said earlier, he's took 1 week off again. He's going to come back to Champions Week. And, like Matt said fantastically, he cannot not be odds-on favourite to win it.
Final words in a sentence. How would you cap up tonight and this week?
Amazing. Dramatic, tense, tight. Everything you ever want the Super Series to be. If you've watched this week and you've gone, I'm not sure if I'm going to watch the Super Series again, don't, because that was the pinnacle of everything we've got here. The drama, the short format, everything you could possibly want, all rolled into one night. It's been exceptional.
It's been a stunning night, and it's been stunning to spend tonight in both of your companies. Keegan, Matt, thank you very much as ever. Thank you, team. So let's see what's coming up across Pluto TV. So coming up next, it is an audience with Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis. 18 World Championship titles between them. They'll be talking about life on tour and possibly what is next for them as well. The Tungsten Talk features Simon Whitlock. That's coming up tomorrow around about lunchtime, so please do join us for that. Whilst then we're going to see Joe Hunt in action. He's number 1 on the Challenge to Order, maybe one of the contenders to challenge Derek Coulson when it comes to Champions League, because that's what it feels like the story's going to be between now and week 13. He's in Group B. The action gets underway on Monday morning from 9:30 a.m. here on Pluto TV, and then of course we'll reconvene same time, same place next week to see who is going to join him through to Champions Week. Well, a record-breaking week for DC. He's in a different universe, isn't he? 19 consecutive wins, a record. 2 unbeaten weeks, a record. A 7th Champions Week, a record. Can he do the big one? We're going to find out.
There's to that potential right now. So it's 5-5 to wrap it up.
Game shot and a match.
Well.
Derek Coulson.
Where's he going? So it's 1 dart at 16.
Game shot and a match.
Beautiful.
Harry Ward.
Sensational finishing there from Harry Ward. He finds it to leave him on his favourite, and he pins it again.
And a match. Radas Skaganski.
What a turnaround that was from Radas Skaganski. And playing the match 4 nearly does. It's all about Derek Coulson, because that's the second record that Derek Coulson has got himself this week. He was the first player to win all the games in Group A, 15 from 15, and now has just broke the record for most consecutive wins. To a simple 2-dart combination here for the match. 10.
A place in the final, it is. What a performance that was there from Oliver Mitchell. Caps it off with a 12-dart finish. Derek Coulson made the mistake, but Derek Coulson has been making very little mistakes for the entirety of this week, and he continues to make no mistakes here in the final.
Derek
Coulson.
Ladies and gentlemen, for a 5th time in a row, undefeated, invincible, he's DC, Derek Coulson!
The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight. Jeff Smith!
It's match down.
5-star performance.
Ball for big fish.
It's Thomas.